Indestructible. It is now in everybody's head.
Yeah, unfortunately. I think I have a pretty good idea of what we're gonna see, but, you know, still exciting.
Well, at least for... I think for at least 4 of them, it would be guaranteed Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, Strive, and KOF. Otherwise, what the rest could be... I'm not entirely positive. This is in person, right?
I believe so, yeah.
The other events have been. It's more of a what's the word? If EVO can make any sort of comeback, it would have to do it this year.
Agree.
Last year was a fucking mess. Online does not suit EVO.
No, not at all. Which is why I'm thinking, like, maybe Melty? Maybe... fucking... There's no reason why they would bring Central Fiction or any kind of... Because those games are just popular now because they're getting rollback.
Right, I wouldn't see that.
So there's no... And if it's in person, there's no reason as to why they would bring them now. I think Melty might make it.
Depending on what's still to come for Fighters, if it does get another season, it might be Fighters. Maybe Melty. Or I feel like there's more obvious ones. I saved a few. As I was looking at other predictions. Well, let me just tweet this out quick. So, Street Fighter, Tekken, Strive, KOF are probably easily like lockdown.
Guarantee, yeah.
Maybe Mortal Kombat. It might.
EVO doesn't run Smash anymore, right? Because of
Nintendo said they couldn't.
Nintendo, yeah.
So no Smash this year.
Jesus.
Chat, calm down. All right, everyone, put your glow sticks away.
Hatsune Miku's not on until later.
I don't know. Anything else besides those 4 and possibly Mortal Kombat would be
MK would be interesting.
Yeah, I could see it having another year, but I don't know what entry was like last year. If it's time, I'm more it definitely was the fact that didn't know as many people running EVO last year, and also it just didn't suit online, but now at least we know of Markman and the dude who runs Combo Breaker are in charge of EVO. And as long as like they're on the ground doing the work, I don't care much for if it is and it's Sony's funding. They're putting it in the right place. Those are good hands to leave EVO with.
Yeah. Yeah, I knew Rick got put onto the team.
Yeah. And Tasty Steve is just here. It's Markman and Tasty Steve doing the announcements today.
As he always, he's always there. You think you can run, but you can't.
He will get your arm.
He will.
Rita has not zoomies because she's not zooming, but she is hyper.
Aw. She wants to know what the games are gonna be.
Last year had SF5, Tekken, Strive, Mortal Kombat, and Skullgirls. I don't know if Skullgirls would make a comeback.
Skullgirls was an interesting one. I think it was because of the rollback.
Right.
Because, yeah, I mean...
Yeah. Because there were a whole bunch of side tournaments as well.
They only picked games that had good online, because...
And Street Fighter. And Tekken.
And Tekken.
They can't do anything about Tekken and Street Fighter. They have to be there.
No, like, legally.
But the good online was definitely why Strive and Mortal Kombat were there. And Skullgirls. Even though we didn't get to see Lat AM top 8 strive because the lobbies are fucking garbage. So outside of that, hi Jesus, welcome.
That's it. The nerve. Anyone's game.
Oh. The nerve to show the Smash players. Unfortunate. We just like sneak it in the corner, maybe they won't see.
Maybe in the VOD they'll edit over it. They'll put like something over it. When was the last year Uniclear had a main stage? Was that 2019?
It might have been 2020.
Because I remember in 2019, they announced the lineup while I was at my local, so we put it on like the TVs and we watched it, and that was in 2019.
It was there in 2020.
Was that 2020? Oh, that was 2020, you're right.
Well, it was both.
I don't remember 2020.
Yeah, it was Under Night was at EVO for 2019 and 2020.
Right.
2020 had Uni, Smash, Fighters, Tekken, MVC2, SF5, Soul Calibur.
What was
Grand
the
Blue,
year
and
of the
Sam Show.
weird? What was the year of the weird
to the Evolution
invitational
2022
for
announcement show. I'm
Marvel?
CJ, I'm joined by the lovely Tasty Steve.
2020.
How you doing?
Yeah, then
It's
that's the
been
one that
quite
I
some
remember.
time, man.
Yeah.
I know you don't leave the house as much often,
No.
but it's really
Oh,
nice
say
to see you,
Jam's
man.
here.
The hair beyond compare. I like to see you still holding up well, man.
Duh.
But
That
we're
man.
not here to catch up. Even
It's like
though
a
we will
weed. He
catch
pops up everywhere.
We're here on serious business. Very important information that
Not in
will
a bad
be
way. I
pivotal
have
to
no
the
ill
people
will towards
watching
Sage.
at home. Say Jam, tell the people why we're here.
Yeah, so this is the EVO announcement show. You've seen this probably a few times before. What we're going to do is talk about the EVO games lineup and any details and information you need to know. So an example of that, EVO is going to be happening August 5th through the 7th this year at the Mandalay Bay Convention Center. Kind of the time and
Hi,
place I think
Jojo,
most
welcome.
people expect it.
No, that's definitely true, man. We all know that EVO typically lands around the summer, and those sweltering days
Rita,
of the
relax.
heat makes Vegas seem a lot more cool,
She's hype.
especially considering there's
Her
lots of
game's
pools
not
around.
even here.
And we are returning to
What's
the
your game?
Mandalay Bay, like you pointed out.
Not
with
saying
over
unless it's announced.
50% more convention space to have
It gets
an
announced.
amazing tournament on top of it. So all you people coming, the returning FGC alumni, the new FGC people, and everybody that just wants to see some high-level video game action, you guys will be able to do that with a lot more space at Mandalay Bay this time around.
It's
Yeah,
really
that's a cool
important to
thing. So
throw
EVO,
these guys
obviously,
on
a
for
couple years ago, we were
EVO
getting ready
as
to come
well
back and, like,
too.
go to EVO, and I'm sure you're excited.
It is.
I'm excited. Everyone's like, cool,
For at least the
EVO's
last
gonna
2
be a great
years,
time.
it's
And
been
then
scary.
COVID happened, and we were
Like
well,
not knowing
couple
who's
months,
managing
we'll see
it
each
at
other. By the
Sony in
time-
particular.
remember, it's like by the time summer comes around, we'll be at EVO. Like it's gonna blow through. So we've had an online EVO since then. Obviously, there's been some other situations that have happened, and finally, we're here offline EVO with more space. And that's the coolest thing. When I heard that the convention is 50% bigger, I was like, that is ridiculous. That is so cool, because it's like EVO, even though it couldn't happen for a couple of years, has still grown, and
Yeah.
we have more space for everybody to run around and have setups and casuals and play awesome video games, have projectors for all the
Yes.
space, seating.
I don't know how many
booths, all
games
that
they'll
kind of
have
stuff
in
that you
total.
want to run around and have at EVO, which I think is
Because
really
last year's
cool,
lineup was
and
just
it's
small because of
even
the
more space to do
online,
stuff
but
we already
I don't
love.
know.
You know, it
It's
really
usually
brings up a
9,
good point,
right?
because
Yeah.
all those new people,
I think it
it
should still
does have
stay
that
kinda
convention
small.
feel. You'll get an opportunity.
I
I
agree.
mean, you sat at
So
a
it's just
signing
not
desk or
as
two in the
large of an
day.
event
I mean, You're
anyway.
gonna have a lot of space to go around.
You're gonna
have
Especially
the-
a lot of your
now.
favorite
You'll
players,
still have,
a lot of your
like,
favorite streamers,
The
especially
big
on the fighting
announcements. We're
game
definitely
side of
getting
things.
Street Fighter
There's a lot
6
more space to
announcements.
do
I
that.
think we'll get a Tekken
And
8
on top of that,
announcement
we're
at
gonna have a
EVO.
nice setup, because we already know the Hado is in control of things here. It's gonna be a good time
Rita.
here.
Yeah,
Just
and
get
that's what
up.
I'm excited about too. So, Steve, I want to get into
Jesus.
this games lineup. I'm trying to know what games
It's
are
just
gonna be. They
stairs.
don't tell us anything. We don't even
To
get to
you.
know. We just have to say what's the game gonna be. Like that's just how it is.
We just
around
say,
here.
what's the game, and then we wait. But it's cool. We have nice little announcers this time around for our games. So without further ado, I should say, we're going to send it to Jammers with our first game for EVO 2022.
Much love, Sajam and Steve, for handing it over to us. But ladies and gentlemen, I have the pleasure of announcing that Street Fighter V will be a main game at this
What?
year's Evolution
No
EVO
fucking way.
2022. And in celebration of this announcement,
That's crazy.
we are going to be putting on an exhibition between some of the finest players in Europe.
Wow.
Hurricane going up against Mr. Crimson. I'm going to be one of your commentators for this exhibition, Jammers. And alongside me is highly revered and honorary European citizen, James Chen. James,
What?
how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great now, especially I'm an honorary European. I feel really great about that. And obviously really excited to see Street Fighter V coming back to EVO as expected. Again, Street Fighter, the series, has had such a long history of EVO, of such wonderful moments, right? I mean, obviously, look, everyone remembers the Daigo parry, but you know, and everyone remembers Tokido winning and some commentator crying on stream.
I was away
once,
adjusting my
you know?
compressor.
But you know, there's so many great moments. You know,
It was
Daigo
not for the
and
bit.
Justin, their rematch in Street Fighter 4, and you know, even Punko getting the perfect on Daigo 2 years later at Street Fighter 4 Top 8.
We're just getting Street Fighter review highlights.
You just got frickin' Street Fightered.
There's just been
You
so
frickin'
many
moron.
Street
Some
Fighter
good
moments.
fucking
I
Street
only
Fighter.
imagine that this year we're gonna get a lot more for Street Fighter 5.
Oh, this is good because Street Fighter V is like in the state it's in, it has not gotten the proper send out that it deserves
I wonder why.
in its current state. Yeah.
Is actually when Fudo won EVO in 2011 in SF4.
So,
like that was a very long time now.
Still good that it's at an
continues
EVO
to
in
provide
person.
And give us those majestic
Hopefully,
moments indeed. But you know what? We
every
have
name
reminisced
worth
about
making it
EVO
out makes
days
it out.
And what's to come
Yeah.
for Street Fighter at Evolution 2022. But we need to go over to this exhibition because I'm aching to see our fine gentlemen play this exhibition. So let's roll onto the game and watch some games.
And I'm really excited to watch this again. You know, Hurricane
Luke.
and Mr. Crimson. I mean, two
Luke.
just amazing players. Hurricane's been killing it with Cammy. And then Mr. Crimson, you know, I was going to sit here and talk
Really,
all
just give
about
this guy a
his
stupid ass
amazing
design,
Dawson
just like
play,
immediately make it
but,
better.
It seems to be that Mr.
The sooner Street
Crimson
Fighter
has,
V's done, the
maybe
sooner we have to
moved
stop looking
on
at this
to,
Luke.
Nah, he's been having a
It's
lot of
true,
fun
yeah.
with Luke. He thinks Luke is the best character in the game. This is his secondary at the moment. He's been having tons of fun. I've been losing to his Luke personally, but he's been putting in that work and making sure his main and his secondary stay on fine form. And you can see that there, James, that he's already dominating against Hurricane's carry.
Man, I mean, you said you were losing to his Luke. Well, Hurricane looking like a falling victim to the Luke as well so far.
Well, after just for chat, after the whole EVO lineup,
Wow,
we will
I think he thought he was gonna land on the other side. I think both
funny
of them thought it was
rollback.
gonna be across and then he just landed in the front.
doing
Do not
cards
forget,
and
man,
then
like, even at this
doing
year's
Mario.
EVO, you're probably going to see a ton of
All
Lukes
part is
gonna
one
be
stream.
prepared.
But after the EVO
Ready.
announcement, I have to
Prepared with
fucking
what's
dig
gonna
for a
happen
cable
with this
for my
character.
camera.
Oh no!
I don't know why I
Hurricane
don't have it on
dropping a
hand,
combo
but
right there, but doesn't matter. Still manages to get Mr. Crimson into the corner, but the V trigger activation gonna get him right out of there. Ooh, Mr. Crimson. now just
Another
throwing the
throw.
hit away.
That was a good choice from him.
Where's the juggle? Where's the EXDP juggle right there? Because right now,
He's unsure.
Hurricane's in danger of getting chipped. I think that's what that shoulder rush from Crimson was going to be. He was just trying to do shoulder rush right into super for the chip. It missed, but fortunately for
stupid
Crimson,
guy.
worked out anyway.
Yeah, it was interesting because Mr. Crimson went for 2 grabs after that activation because if Hurricane decided to challenge or get baited, he was going to lose to a combo into the CA. So that's why he took those grabs. And then obviously, as you identified, James, he went for the Avenger tackle to try and chip him, but Hurricane was 1 step ahead. But still close, but no cigar. Let's see if he can get back on the board here, James.
All right, gets the dive kick. Oh no! Hurricane definitely dropping a lot of combos.
Yeah, this is uncharacteristic of him. He's not normally this shaky and this frightened about doing certain things. He's usually consistent with this stuff. And you can't be dropping combos against Luke, not with a character as low vitality as Cammy.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to bait out a DP, suspecting Mr.
It's still
Crimson
no
after
Street
the
Fighter
match,
4, but
trying
I
to
mean,
bust out with a
whatever.
DP. Instead, Mr. Crimson went with the throw. Okay, here we go. Nice.
This
I
is
wanted
the
to-
game I have
wanted
the
to go
least
out on a
knowledge
flare
of.
for Street Fighter fans,
And then
not
puts
for me.
himself back in the
I still don't
corner.
enjoy watching Street Fighter 4.
No, and he's gonna hit him with the destructive CA and end it there.
I don't know
That's gonna
anything
be
about Street Fighter,
putting
really.
Mr.
This is the one
Crimson
game that I
at
have,
potential
like, zero
point
knowledge
here,
of.
James, I don't think Hurricane's got around on the board yet.
It's pokes.
Yeah, and Mr. Crimson
It's just,
again,
it never
I mean,
tickled
this
never
past
scratched
year,
the right nerves in my brain for me to like it.
really, I
Never
feel
poked
the
it.
year of Mr.
Never
Crimson
poked it, yep.
Really
For sure.
got to show off his strength and
You're
become
hilarious.
One of the elite players.
I know.
Nice use of the V-skill
I
too,
threw
if
up
you can.
saying that.
Gets the whiff punish on the stand fist there, but
Whose
Mr.
fault
Crimson
is
gonna be
that?
fighting from the corner. He's comfortable doing that with both his characters.
It's Luke's
But
fault.
Hurricane
Luke's
needs
fault.
to get around on the board and mistimes his throw there, James.
Yeah, it's the wake up throw.
I
Might
pretend
have
to like
even
Street
been
Fighter for
attack attempt.
Jesse's sake,
Oh,
but
okay, here we go. He's
I don't
got
know
the meter,
what's
yes,
happening.
for the critical art.
Well, he did a
Hurricane
poke,
is
and then he
on
did
the
a cancel
board.
so that he
Let's
can
go.
continue poking.
There you go.
is that all of
Slowly
Street
but
Fighter?
surely. It takes a while.
It
to
is
kinda
a lot
find
of
the rhythm again,
footsies.
pick up the paces. I think
That's
a
probably
character that's
why
gonna surprise
I
you
haven't.
or galvanize you into
It is a
getting
lot
back to
of
fine form. It is
punching
gonna be
nothing.
Luke. Charges up that V skill one. Gets punished.
Yeah, too high for that dive kick, but you know, Hurricane also
A lot of shimmying.
success playing on a lot of the
Wow,
online
just
events
played
for the
Just to
past
Dance,
couple of years.
losers.
Same
He
with
wanted
Mr.
to
Crimson.
shimmy.
These two go back and forth in their online records in the past year and a half, James. It's been pretty wild. And they both use Luke too, so I'm surprised we didn't see a Luke mirror from these guys.
Rita,
Hurricane
relax.
wants to deal with his
She loves Street
original
Fighter.
win.
She
Here we go.
loves
Nice
footsies.
dive kick. Not gonna juggle with any EX. Uppercut's gonna stay close in here. And look at this, Hurricane.
All she has
now
is a strong
so
neutral.
Close to tying this up 1-1.
That's all you need.
He's got that
Right,
critical
next hit
art
could win
on
it for
deck.
Hurricane.
Just needs one good confirm just like that.
There you go. See, and that's what's crazy about these characters, James. It's how threatening and how devastating their crouching medium kicks
Are we done?
The mileage they get from it. With the resources, without
Are we done?
resources, it's still pretty deadly. And this is what you need to be doing at the highest level, getting those crouching medium kick hit combos with Camis, with Lukes, with your Karens as well.
Are you gonna do
again,
s-
great
sets
to
for
see
each
Hurricane's
game?
Back in form, he's fully focused. It's one of
You're gonna
I
do
think
sets
this-
for each game, right?
We'll take this next game.
I
James.
think this might be the only exhibition.
So this is, again, this is 2 out of 3. So whoever wins this one, takes
Maybe.
we're at a best of 1 now. And you're talking about these crouching medium kick converts. There was one right there, and see, Hurricane dropped his right there. And it's so crazy how much the single hit confirm has become such a staple of Street Fighter V gameplay. Oh, caught him with the crush. Okay.
Or he could do it for the stun. He missed it, and Mr. Crimson wanted to do so. I'm not sure Mr. Crimson input there. It might have been Luke's V reversal because it was with a kick.
Yeah.
He didn't get the stun.
Oh! That's an unfortunate
That was cold.
DP.
Reactions got the DP. Stop the dive kick. He had it all ready.
Like,
to
I don't know
go.
anything about this game,
So
but I...
now Mr. Crimson
I know that
match
wasn't
point, and there
good.
was that single hit confirm again.
There it is. Oh, good space dive kick. He got Mr. Crimson to have an execution error there. But again, Hurricane hasn't been able to take advantage of that, and he's had another execution error or probably mistimed input there for the hit confirm, James.
Okay, but again, that was punishable once again. Hurricane gets that combo. Gonna save the rest of the V trigger, but here we go. Into the critical art. No! He's not gonna... I guess he didn't think it was gonna kill yet.
I like how Luke's animated. I wonder if that's gonna be part of
Dive kick. Not quite.
approach to
No,
6.
No! Oh, he missed it.
Because his combos do not, they all look like links and they do not look like they're canceling animations.
Because if
Yeah.
But that might be just because they're
that is
links, so
exactly
I don't
what
know.
happens. That was such unfortunate, and to his demise, an absolute
I'm
delight.
blanking on the
Mr.
word.
Crimson in that exhibition
links.
there, James.
Yeah, to be fair, you know, when the drill hits at that range where it's just outside of the corner, sometimes it's hard to tell which direction is, but it was just a regular drill. It wasn't even the V-trigger drill, I think. so
EVO
it
stands
shouldn't
for
be the same
Evolution
direction, but that's
Championship
unfortunate
Series.
For Hurricane, but definitely shout outs to
And it's
the
a
two players,
fighting
you
game
know, obviously
tournament.
Playing a nice
Yeah.
fun exhibition for us and for you guys out there in celebration of Street Fighter V being announced.
Arguably,
for
like,
EVO.
the biggest, most
What a
important
match
one,
we
but that's,
just
like...
witnessed there. James, thank you very much for joining me on commentary.
Up for
Don't
debate, I
forget,
guess.
People, just make sure you register for Street Fighter V at EVO. But now what we got to do is we got to hand it back to our great hosts, Sajam and Steve. Take it away, gents.
And
You ready for
there
some
you
good-ass
have it, our
Tekken?
very first title announced for EVO
What the hell is this?
2022. It's
I was
gonna
about
be
to say,
Street
tag
Fighter
yourself,
V
I'm the guy
Champion
playing chess in the
Edition.
back.
Shoutouts to both Hurricane and Mr. Crimson for that amazing exhibition, and what a game to start it off, right? We've been playing Street
Oh,
Fighter
it's
V for
Markman.
quite some time,
Yeah.
and we've gotten so much new
Rick
talent.
doing
with
something.
lots of
I don't know
representation
who's on
all
the
around
left. They
world.
look
I think
familiar.
it's amazing that this game is coming back. They've announced a new one, so this might be the last hurrah where we get to see some Street Fighter V high-level action, especially at a tournament like
What do you think they're
EVO.
playing?
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing is most people probably
Chess?
expect Street Fighter to beat EVO. And some
No,
ways,
the-
it's
not
gonna be
not-
a legacy at the event. But the cool thing is, as you mentioned, I think with a lot of the games, like Street Fighter V has had a lot
Fuck you,
of
Austin. Not-
different versions and different years and years and years of offline play. And so, like, to get one final, like, offline, event or experience that's really meaningful to the community, I think is actually really important. A lot of the discussion now is like,
It's true.
we've been playing online for a couple years and we like, this game is really fun, we enjoy it, but we really want to have that kind of offline competition because the game has changed so much since the
yes.
last time we had it at EVO. So it's kind of that experience of like, please let me just
Yes.
one more, let me get that one offline hurrah,
And they're still bringing out, they still had a lot of characters released in that downtime while we haven't been able to have offline events, as well as this is the highest point of Street Fighter V competition that we've seen, obviously, towards the tail end of the game. So with that being said, honestly, I can't wait to see what happens. The level of competition that you saw in this exhibition is only the tip of the iceberg for what you can expect for Street Fighter V because it has been around for so long, and every player is kind of refined at this point. So I can't wait to see what happens. We've had a lot of surprise come-ups from all these different players all over the world in this game.
Yeah, it's
I
finally
can't
time
wait
for
to
the
see what
Street
EVO
Fighter V
2022
time
does
skip.
for what this game has left in the tank.
And yeah, and what you saw just now, we announced
All
the
of them
game
are
at
at time
exhibition.
skips.
That's kind of gonna
That's
be
what
the
the shame
show
is
flow
for
that we have
Smash.
today. The cool thing
Yeah.
is,
I
if
wanna
you
see
watched
the
EVO
Smash
before,
time
you're
skip.
like, I don't know what this game is. I'm not sure what game just got
I like
announced.
Sejam's
Maybe you play a
shoes.
different game
I want him
and
to
you're
show
like,
his
"I
shoes
don't know
more.
better." So
Streamers show
the exhibition will give
shoes.
you an idea of what high-level play looks like. for the game.
Streamers
So
show
I
feet,
always
but
encourage everybody
for
to watch
regular
all the top
people.
games there at EVO and just give it a try, especially if it's your first one and you don't know what's going on. So that's going to be the case for all the games we have today. Speaking of watching, though, the cool thing is this year at EVO, if you're in tournament, you're playing in your tournament, you're in the middle of the arena. The nice thing is, as you look around, there is a brand new layout
Yipes
that's
can
gonna be
walk up to
happening.
you
So
at
you're
any
sitting there
moment.
playing your match, you get up, you're like, oh, I didn't go 0-2. This is the best year of my life. Then on the left side, there's a giant wall of stages. Then a giant wall of stages in front of you. Then a giant wall of stages on the right. You're like boxed in by stages, which is the cool thing for this EVO is that the
Why are they
layout is
showing
much
shit in the
fluid and
background
much
while
easier
they're,
to watch
but the
all kinds of
cameraman
different
just
games
cuts to
everywhere.
Steve?
Before there was like a lot of big
What the fuck was the
spotlight
context
over
of the
which I think there
donut?
still is at EVO, but now it's like a little bit easier to watch everything and enjoy all kinds of stuff.
You had donuts
You made a
earlier
very good
today.
point of
They was
pointing out
catering
that
to
the new
you.
Layout makes it so much easier for the viewing eye to come in, new or old, and just
Absolute
watch
unit.
the action unfold in front of them. I really like this. Fighting game tournaments in general have been stepping up their floor layout design, so this makes it a lot easier for the viewing experience for people coming to EVO 2022.
Well, speaking of which, our second game for EVO this year, I think I'm ready to get into it. I want to know what the game's linus is. They don't tell us anything around here. So, without further ado, let's
Okay,
head
but
on
you
over
know
to
what it
Seiko
is,
and check out our second
Sejam.
game
Don't
here.
be a fucking idiot. Like,
Thank you, Sejam and Steve. It is my pleasure to announce that Guilty Gear Strive will be joining as a main game
Hell
for
yeah.
EVO
I'm surprised they announced
2022.
the year before
and to cap
Tekken.
off that fantastic news,
Yeah.
I got something for you. I got a special exhibition between Gobi.
Oh, I guess they're all
and Daru,
exhibitions.
Yeah,
two
good.
giants.
Good.
I
I don't know if I could cope with
can't do
only
it alone.
watching
I gotta
Street
have my
Fighter.
homie Solid Bones coming through with some commentary. Dog, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for that bombastic introduction there, Cola. Now,
That's the
when
other
you
thing is I don't know
think
these faces, and it's
EVO,
important to get the familiar ones
different
at
stuff
like
that
the
you
head
do.
of
It's got
EVO, but
such a
EVO is
long
also a
history,
great
right?
opportunity
Now,
for new
me,
faces.
I really like
Mhm,
water without ice
mhm.
and stale bread.
I think
So
it's a
if you were to
good
ask me, what is
idea
the
to,
big
like,
thing that
pair,
stands out to my
you know,
brain,
like,
I'm gonna
well-known
say
people with
EVO
newcomers.
setting up
That way you
the
get, you
Yeah.
know,
If you don't know what I'm talking about,
oh,
you
Maze
can
theme,
check
let's
that out.
go.
But
Oh, wrong game.
The reason I love it
That's
is
okay.
because
This isn't
I'm
Strive.
just-
Come on, guys.
this game series
That's okay,
has been,
but I'm just
and
letting 'em
always
know.
has been, right? This at top level of play, someone didn't know that the game was over yet.
Oh my god!
So good.
I
Every
forgot about
time.
this moment. This moment's so bad.
I'll never forget.
And Ogawa gave him no remorse!
This moment makes me cringe into myself.
Oh my god!
I hate
That
this
doesn't happen
moment.
in other games very often, Cole, does it?
It's like if you do what Max does, it's okay. It will never be
Right,
that
correct.
bad.
First of all, I gotta say the classics are always classics, so that to me got a lot of flavor. It's Guilty Gear, it's got a lot of flavor. That's the Lowry's on it. But me, I like the Nage versus Omido match at EVO Japan. That was super sick with it. The storyline leading
I don't want to look at
to that
Johnny.
finale for Nage to finally get that win. Again, we talk about these storylines being so strong in Guilty Gear and how like it's just full of just explosive gameplay, but not only that,
Pink
just, like,
Faust
the wild
gang,
things that
Pink
happen in
Faust
the
gang.
matches. That's also one happening too, and that was such a sick thing to see. And I hope that we get to see something special like that in Guilty Gear at EVO this year.
Oh,
In
it's a
fact,
panda guy.
I put money on. I put my mom's name on it that we might see something sick with it, because we have seen year after year some great Guilty Gear action, and we're going to see some great Guilty Gear action right here. Let's get this strive started right now, bro. I can't wait to see it.
I didn't catch who they said.
Are you
Oh,
kidding
there we
me?
go.
Titans out here going at it.
Huge players. Could not be more storied themselves. And you and I were talking before this that we're not sure if we're going to see some character switches that there could be happening down the line, right?
Yeah, because it's just a little
it's
exhibition.
weird
They can do what they
I
want.
thought he would, honestly,
Yeah.
I'm talking about the
But no collusion.
Garu right here, knowing that they were gonna go, is fine. We knew that, right? But Gobu, sticking with the Zato pick, we saw during Rebel Kumite, he finished the job against Diaphone with that gold.
I love
Lewis.
seeing people play
He's going
Zato.
back to basics.
He's going back to basics. He's going.
That's
I mean,
the
that
real,
Gold
like,
Lewis was convincing.
gear on
I don't
hard
think
mode.
Anybody's ever been convinced more of anything than their whole life. You could tell me I'm a dog, and I wouldn't believe it as much.
It's a good
But
Eno color.
with this match,
Yeah.
right? He is sticking with it. So I don't know what's gonna happen.
I don't either. You're right with convincing, because that character actually, I feel like, jumped up on the tier list, but Zato's still strong with it. Gobu versus Daru, let's get it. Versus Tulis, he's going to take it. Already a strong round start right here from Gobu, putting him in the corner.
Yeah, and this is huge, right? Both these characters massively momentum-based. Not a lot of great defensive
God, I
options.
love
Yeah,
Zato.
Street Fighter's just neutral anyway.
Yeah.
But this is funner neutral.
Not bad right there with the throw. Gets him locked in the corner. That was coast to coast to make it
He's
down with
not-
the
oh,
and let
Jesus.
Ayrton put it down to the ground.
Air throw
Yeah,
has
see,
a
at least
dive
this
kick.
looks
I have not
cooler.
seen that ever
Exactly,
like
thank
that.
you.
And the Piercer goes immediately into the frog, the clip out of the air. Great reaction from Gobu.
Oh, I love
Also finish it. Only needs
Zato.
one touch to tap to do it like that. And another throw to seal it. Gobu caught that stroke.
Tech your throws, please.
Everyone on the internet vindicated who says just throw an easy clap. I mean, there it is. That's all you gotta do.
Easy clap like that right here. Gobu. We talk about defensive option. He has that good innate defensive option. Get
This
the throw,
makes me
but
wanna pick
here we
up
go. How's the
Zato
defense
again.
when you're caught up in the corner against Eno?
Forward dash going right under the HCL. Now stuck in the sandwich pressure. What a scoop!
No, you gotta tech your
Black
throws.
Pete, reversal. We speak on reversal. The super. The air to air right there. The challenge. Knock him down to the ground.
A
Leapfrog.
little bit of a drop-a-rooney. That BRC could have converted into probably the end of the round, honestly, if he had his stuff together. But now still stuck in the corner. This is horrible for Daru.
One more
I don't
touch
think
to
he
do
could have
it.
convered off of that. He was too low.
And the last hit,
Ooh.
once again, you see him catch the distance, though, back, though. No problem, though. Man.
No
Ooh.
problem. I can't believe.
I don't like this Eddie
how
color. It's like he's made of
violent that
mud.
was. And I mean, we're seeing it.
Ooh, dox him.
Gold Lewis, never heard of him. I
Yeah,
didn't-
dox him.
What do you mean?
Do it.
You know, where he's sticking with the Zato.
They also have the biking. I was like, dog, I was
Watch the lobby, like,
some biking when I
disband.
heard about this match. He said, no, back to basics. We talk about
You say
defense,
that, but
with
like it's a
Zato.
very real
He's got that
possibility.
preventative health.
Yes, it
Apple
is.
Day keeps the Eno
Everything
away.
about
He'll go for
gear,
these defensive throws to
like
switch up momentum,
Strive's lobbies,
put it back in his favor. Right
lobbies,
now, the favor
internet
of the
works
round
except for the
going down
lobby.
is for him, as Gobu is on game point. Remember, first to two situation.
It's a first to two situation, which is scary. Anything can happen. I have no idea. But I mean, I'm not going to lie. As soon as he scooped that dive kick, I was like, oh, dang, he knows the matchup. Oh, no. This is bad news bears for Daru.
He's been in the lab. The fighting game
Congrats
player
on
that's
your
been in the
job,
lab is a
Gord.
dangerous dude right there, you know. Not that many people do that, you know. But that's a tip y'all can take to the bank. Other ones don't have to charge for.
I just realized that HCL, it went over Eddie and actually hit Zato in the face and immediately knocked him out of it. That's a really important math knowledge.
That might be
Nice.
something you can look out for right here if you are playing, you know. Hold the tree. Still call for the corner. 6H. Chemical of the toxicity.
Toxicity in our cities immediately gets the 2K. Are you blocking that? Are you blocking the tri-dash flow? No, you're not. It's a perfect.
Nope,
Man,
just kidding.
Pusha
It's
P's out here
desync.
with that perfect KO. There you go. Don't answer it back like that, but the back throw, defensive style, now on offense. FD ain't gonna save you.
These air throws are crazy. I mean, that's kind of
Oh,
what this game
goodness.
is known for, but go.
Can we get a third?
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again.
Do it
Do it
again.
again.
First, that was a great opportunity to first.
I didn't see. You gotta do it again.
Try to get the 2D, didn't get it, but still getting in for that pressure situation. Nice, neutral jump and the punish, red RC.
We are 25 minutes in and we are a whopping 2 games confirmed.
No wall splats here. The BRC.
So we're gonna be here a while.
Actually combos the Pierce because of the slowdown. The combo burst, but this is a spooky situation for both of them, honestly.
Trying to lay the Beethoven on him. And the Tuki again.
And they're 1-1, so this is gonna go on for another fucking
don't get in.
round.
That's crazy. I can't believe that Drunkard Shade
Which
didn't
is
do
only
nothing.
taking
What
so
was he
long
doing,
because
man?
they have to go back to the lobby
drinks
after
in,
every
Yup.
match.
home down the
If they didn't have to go back to the lobby every match, it would have been a lot
I
faster.
thought he was going to stay sober with it, but the bartender right here, the mix coming through is
Fix
Daru,
your
though.
fucking
And again,
game.
that's how you got to get your win. And you pointed this out, very correctly. Whoever gets the mix gets the win. Whoever has the spice stays nice. And we are game to game right here. Thank you, Lord, that we
They
didn't
added
get a blow, 'cause I ain't
rematching
trying to announce
into
EVO
cross tag
here out here with just like a
the other
versus
day.
So
two, they
nice.
just get washed.
Yeah.
How's it going, everybody? Go play Guilty Gear Strive. This is the best player in the world. Oh, we just got quadruple perfected. Okay, everybody go on home.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
No, but
Oh, man,
it's
that
just
would be awful.
These are such momentum-based characters. So I mean, I don't know. The ideal situation.
This is
here
the one
that
where the
oh,
lobby's gonna
that is
disband.
air throws I've ever seen in my life.
Can we get a counter on how many
And then they have to
times
connect to
Man's
the
went with
server.
air throw? Chat, let me know what it'd be like that. Yo, base the burst. I got that bursters, and this is the worst it caught in the corner.
I'm surprised they did it all. They're doing this all live. I would not have believed that it was live if they didn't show the
Good old
lobby.
Zato Day won the 5D behind the thing. The frog.
That was a really
so fast.
unfortunate
Immediately
burst.
perfect for their bench.
We pushing P's out here. Positivity, perfects, and this is looking real bad for Daru. Can't he get that win? The 2D knockdown again. Meaty fireball. The mix goes on once again situation, and this time the double down with the dash in.
I regret to inform you, Cole, that Midnight Carnival is playing. This is Eno's boss theme from Accent Core. I don't know if Goku's got a chance. This is now scary, but we're going down to the last round. The back-to-back perfect.
Final game, final round, back-to-back P's. All I see is somebody's victory because this is the it. This is it right here. Trying to get that 6-3, actually gets the counter hit, and again the mix on them. The dust. Based on the burst. Once again, the thirst. Quench it.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the issue with trying to burst against the Eno. She has auto burst baits built in whenever she strokes. It's the low. Is that enough? Gonna be RC.
Eno
This
is
it.
Eno's
Daru
pressure is
taking it
scary.
with another perfect KO. You could
All
not.
three of
ask
It
for
looked like he
more
was
that.
dropping combos, but maybe that's
You
just
couldn't
Eno
ask
because she was doing
for
so
a
much
better
damage anyway.
introduction. You couldn't ask. You
Yeah, I
wanna
mean,
know what
yeah.
Guilty Gear Strive's all about? Counters, perfects, and beautiful action right there.
I mean, that's kind of what I like about Strive. I mean, I wish May had more a tool or a tool or two back, but that's kind of
Yeah.
Strive in a nutshell.
If you listen closely,
Hey man,
I
I'm a
think I
Faust
can
main.
hear
Any
Daru
complaints you have about your
screaming,
character,
"You
I
did it,
understand.
Daru," like halfway across the world right now. If you listen in.
Just,
You did it
May is
for
just
Eno,
so
man.
basic.
You know, Daru said very beginning of this game, people
Yeah,
were
but she
down
hits like
on
a
Eno,
tank if you know how to
Daru
keep
said,
pressure up.
I know that was the
Not
trade-off.
so. And here he is once again.
The
proving to
trade-off
everybody
is
that
doing
it's
less
true.
things.
Well, people, that was some fantastic action. If that's any indicator of what we're going to see at EVO, ooh, Solid Bones, I appreciate you for coming through on the comms, dog. Listen, people, if you want more of that Guilty Gear action, you want to throw hands with the mans, y'all come through and register to EVO 2022, people. Sign up for Strive, and I'm going to have to throw it back to Tasty Steve.
No, who
So yeah,
I
Guilty Gear
am.
Strive.
No.
Making it to Evolution this year.
Play
I think a
slow the
lot of
game.
us, including Steve, are really excited about it, and not that
Mark
surprised. Right? It's a game
changed
that I think
shares.
all of us have at least seen.
He
or
did,
watched
yeah.
prior to play. It's
What's the
super
bit?
fun. I'm really glad it's going to be at EVO this year, and the exhibition.
Are we getting a mobile game?
I could watch this.
Are we
going
gonna
to
play chess?
Look, man. Gobu, Daru, two of
This
the
chess
best
match has
games Guilty
not
Gear Strive
changed.
Right now, especially considering this game is still relatively
Chess
new
takes
to a
a
lot of people
while.
out there. But if you've been watching Guilty Gear,
Listen.
you know these are two of the strongest names. Once again, just a piece of the high-level competition. that you
Usually
guys are
it's,
gonna get at
always
EVO
teasers,
2022 this year.
the
And I
background
can't wait to
crap.
sign up,
So I
possibly
don't
play
know.
myself if
Are we
I
getting
get
a
in
mobile
there.
chess
We like to
game?
work
No, we're getting Grand
We
Blue.
got a lot of work to do at EVO, but
It's the
also
mobile
I wanna go
game.
there and play games. You know what I mean? I'm trying to show
Oh
up to
my
EVO
God.
and also play games with everybody from all over the world. And
I think that's what Mark Man's hinting at is
It's
Grand
funny
Blue.
that you say that because at EVO 2022 we'll have the largest community and tournament area for everybody to come and play. So if you guys would like to hold your own community tournament here, you will not only be able to do that in this area, but you will
I'm bringing
also have
Meepit
your
versus
own
Feepit from
dedicated
Neopets.
stage, so you can see all the glorious action in the big arena.
Played
like
an
you're
awful
supposed
chess
to.
match
For
that took
EVO
in like an
2022
hour.
and all these people
Yeah, they're
coming from
replaying
some
your
of these
match in the
smaller
background.
games, you do have an opportunity to get your game represented at EVO and, you know, be along with all your FGC friends and rivals and play with them in this community section. So, and this is the largest community and casual section that you have ever seen at any fighting game event. So even if you're new, even if you're old, this is going to be something
Coney.
to look at.
I was about to say, is that Cody?
He's not gonna be there.
That's one of the biggest things about it.
I was literally
Most
about to
tournaments
say,
just being
why
like,
are they
hey,
showing
you can play
Coney?
casuals whenever you want. Everybody's like, yeah, it's the greatest event of all time. Woo! Like everybody's
Someone
just so
teach
excited
Coney
because
like
casuals
gear
are
or
so
something so he can come.
Because going to a tournament and then not having casual setups is just like, what am I going to do?
They should just
I
have
only have to play in
rivals.
tournament? I'm not gonna play
They should just have Rivals or Nickelodeon or some shit. Is the
Valhalla.
the cartoon multiverse one?
Like, yo, we can play casuals later. You're never gonna play casuals though. But that's the important part, right? You have the ability to go play, and it's the largest casual space that the fighting game community has ever seen. And as Steve mentioned, if your game doesn't make it into the EVO lineup this year,
If I play a
we'll have more
casual with
news
Sage
information
Jam,
about where you can go
I
to
will
set up a community
first
event,
frame
and
do a
I've been
command
told they're
grab,
trying to
and if
run all
and if
kinds
I
of
get
community
him,
events
I'm
for whatever
leaving.
you're interested in running. So if you
That's
saw
fair.
some
I
weird
played a
game show or
casual with
something,
Sonic
you're like,
Fox
that
in
game
like
looks fun, I wanna try
2018
that.
Oh,
You know, you
cool.
can run an event
at
EVO, which
DreamHack.
I think would be
In
really
what game?
Well, when we talk about the games for the community
Soul
that
Calibur
might
6.
be there, might not be there. Another
Yeah,
game that is 100%
they played that a
going to
bit.
be there will
Yep.
be introduced
Back
by
in
none
2018.
other than Mr. Aquaman.
Thank you so much, Tasty Steve and Sajam, and I am honored to announce that Mortal
It's a cute
Kombat
flannel.
11 is going to
Oh.
be a main game at Evolution
MK.
2022. And with that, we're going to be watching a very special exhibition between two amazing players from Brazil.
What are they
It's gonna
spacing
be
out the
Conqueror
Tekken for?
going up against
I don't know. That's what I'm
Killer
thinking.
Shinnok. And I'm going to be joined by the one and only Saki Sakura on the mic. What's going on, Saki?
What's up, Mr. Aquaman?
We got
As
gear
always,
in
it's a pleasure
Mortal
sharing the
Kombat
mic
before
with you. And
Tekken.
hello to everyone.
What if Tekken doesn't
My
make
name
it?
is Saki Sakura, and I'm super excited
But
to
they
see
still
MK11
announced Tekken 8.
return to
Yeah.
EVO this year. Speaking of MK11 at EVO, being able to see this game return to the main stage is probably the hypest thing I've been waiting for. And with that being said,
What the
let's
fuck is Mortal
commemorate some of the
Kombat
most
12?
epic moments in the past by
We've been playing
remembering
11
some of
for
those
so long.
favorite moments,
If
including
they
one
don't
of
announce an
mine,
MK12,
seeing
they'll
a
probably
Florida
announce like
player
a
named
next gen
Earth
update or
787
something.
on the
I was
stage
about to
playing
say,
ball.
like they
He
did,
was showcasing how crazy this character's
how many ever
damage
EVOs ago was.
way before customs came out.
Oh, and I'm going to take a look back.
And it's only
further
weird
for
for
you,
MK
Saki. I'm
because
going
MK
back
is
to
like
the
every
year
2 years a new game.
2016. The game.
So it's just weird it's been going on this
X,
long.
the stage, Evolution. Tekken Master resets it. Looks over at Sonic, and Sonic infamously takes the hat off.
Oh, and look at the glance from Tekken Master. Woo, and Sonic.
Oh.
Whoa! Whoa! I don't think we've ever seen that before.
We have
Yikes!
never. We're seeing
Tekken Master is terrifying. He's so
I thought his
scared.
brain would be exposed there.
Yeah, I'd never before seen it. Talk about an infamous moment in Mortal Kombat history happening right here at EVO. One of my personal favorites.
Yeah, that's going to be super exciting to see some
Laughs,
of the
I'm in
newest
trouble.
epic moments in EVO with this year. With that being said, we should probably get to see some of these amazing players.
I do believe they are ready, guys. It's going to be Killer Shinnok and Conqueror. These two have a long history.
This is the one where I'm going to
Both
go back to
representing
looking for
Brazil
the
and both
cable.
having massive
Enjoy the
success
show,
on
everybody.
an
I'll be back in a
international
minute.
level, not just local level, which already doesn't get enough love, I feel like. So shout outs to us showcasing them here on EVO. But two players that are just ridiculous. Killer Shinnok, one combo breaker, has done damage in every pro tour. You got Conqueror, who has put work in the pro competition this year. We saw him again on an international level be able to compete with the best in the world. And so I'm really excited to see what they've got to bring today here in Mortal Kombat 11. I mean, for both of these players who have gone across the character select screen throughout their brief careers here in Mortal Kombat 11, Conqueror, the latest we saw was that Sub-Zero coming up with a noob side button. Is this an anti-Jackie
I'm here for
pick
the Portuguese
for,
interface.
Conqueror? Are we going to be going for some huge anti-airs with those noob sidebot specials? We saw him build a custom variation right before they got into the match. This is post-ultimate. You can select the variation of the character that you want to play here in Mortal Kombat 11, and we are just swinging back and forth with some haymakers right now. Nothing but but safety for Mama Briggs on the offense right now, Saki, and falling for that amplified shadow. You never know if they're going to come off the bar or not.
Ooh, and that whip down 2 is gonna hurt, with Shinox actually going ahead and starting up the pressure that we know and love from Jackie here. Okay, very nice interrupt there.
Swiping the toes and the movement from him up into the grab range. Hold on a second, 130. And is the slide gonna hit? That's gonna be enough damage. Wow, what a comeback. And it makes perfect sense. I mean, the characters that we're seeing here. Conqueror loves those kind of slower, more space controlling characters. That's why we're seeing the noob sidebot. And Killer Shinnok, one of the kings of pressure in Mortal Kombat. Of course he's gonna go with Jackie. Press a button. You aren't gonna be punishable.
Absolutely, and a beautiful jump in there. Not going to be able to hit confirm. Also not able to hit confirm on Killer Shinnok's part. A lot of trades happening here, but the goal here for Conqueror is to just get out of that corner. Beautiful flawless block there, but that is going to be a punish on the Goop with forcing the breakaway here.
Oh man, we're seeing a lot of hesitancy defensively. I've seen about 3 or 4 punishes that just haven't been committed to, and there's some commitment from Conqueror. That's going to be all she wrote. No, not enough damage, 298. Is there enough on the chip? And there is as game number 1. Wow, going Conqueror's way. We didn't get to see any of what we know, what the community knows from Jackie Briggs. That was all Conqueror.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the scary things about this matchup is Noob has the tools to really stop Jackie from leaping in the air, starting her pressure. And Conqueror is also has amazing spacing, has not been letting Killer Shinox actually close in and start the Jackie pressure. And the few times that Killer has been able to get in, it's all been trades and just not able to hit confirm.
Exactly. I mean, there was one point where I don't know if it was an input error or not, but we saw the stand 3 come out of Jackie. And 20 times out of 10, I know that number's completely made up, but 20 times out of 10, when Jackie does a 3, you know they're just pressing 3-3 for their life, praying for a counter hit and looking for the half-life combo. So what could have been, and it was a counter hit. Oh my goodness, what in the world? Going through each other, and his Conqueror drawing some massive blood off the health bar. Wow, what a start. Shimmies with the 2-1-2, and my
I'm back.
goodness,
Found the cable.
Awful one-sided.
Yeah, this is actually such a good round for Conqueror. Really started the momentum here. Another big thing about this matchup, and something that probably Killer needs to go ahead and take into consideration, is a good round start. Start off with that Jackie pressure and damage that we all know and love, right? But Conqueror, that spacing, once again, look at that. Just playing defense, going for the slide to keep the full screen, and once again, trying to get an opening here that we see, but beautiful opening here from Killer Shinox with the jump in, and this is going to be full on damage, about 34% plus more with that Goop.
Hello.
Oh my
Hey, Omni.
goodness, the defense from Conqueror. The two things that we know
Yeah,
from Conqueror.
we're on game 3.
And the spacing. He's showcasing both of them right there.
They're doing exhibition matches for each game.
He's on life.
So, we're only 3 games in.
Street Fighter, Gear, and MK.
Not even that with this Jackie damage.
So we haven't seen KOF yet.
Oh, that's
here
gonna
it
be
No, we haven't seen Tekken yet.
And that is...
Yeah,
that's
for some
all-
reason they're
it's all
really,
Jackie
really
right
holding out
there
on Tekken.
With Killer able to deal with that one hit confirm right there.
So I am, while they're doing this exhibition, just setting up the
Through
camera.
the glass there. That can't feel good. I don't care who you are.
While they're
That's
doing
gotta
this
never feel
exhibition,
good.
I will play
You
some
see it and
Elden
you're just
Ring.
like, that glass is shattering. That's
I'll
not
go
fun
to your
right
ring.
there.
That's the
Adventures,
same
by the
class
way,
that in
Austin.
one of her fatalities cuts someone in half. That's some tough
They're
glass,
fine.
That's all I'm saying.
I've just done a few bosses.
Okay, nice interrupt on the leap there and opening up
I'm gonna
again.
move
Killer
this to
keeping
my second screen
this
so I can watch
corner
and play.
pressure right now from Conqueror.
Let me move this over to my
This is
second
full
monitor.
optimal damage, practically 37% right there.
This is one of the few characters
Okay, I'm
that
gonna
can
pull
contest
up the,
Jackie damage for
video
damage too.
capture.
Not talked about a lot. Zoom
Swear to
sideways
God, my
damage
bandwidth
output.
gets worse
Here
every
in
day.
customs especially, and I
It used
am
to be not
loving
this
it. Put me on the
pixelated
dollar,
whenever I
man.
watch
These
from
back- these
Austin.
back twos
It's
from
kinda
Zoom
the stream
very
itself.
impressive. Look, he's just standing
Yeah,
his
I'm
ground.
getting
He's
it
just
too.
do something
Yeah, that's
for me
kinda
to
just the
react to.
EVO
I'm
stream
praying
itself.
That you do something for me to react to right now. He just flows blocked out on reaction. Are you kidding me?
This is probably going
It
to take
is
up the full screen for a
definitely
moment.
unnerving to see a player like Conqueror just literally standing like, yeah, come at me. What's up? I'm waiting. And here we go, Killer trying to open up.
Okay, it's
Conqueror
working.
here was able to get the jump in, but no hit confirm and no
This
punish
sounds
off of the
like my
interactable as
sister
well.
is
This is
sucking
going to be
ass
some
at
big
Genshin.
chip damage. Killer
Got her.
trying to open up right now. It's now or never.
Oh my goodness, can he open him up?
You guys want Rita
Oh,
cam?
gets the 13%. Needs another
That's
one.
not Rita.
Able to close the gap. I mean, Conqueror's looking for something to react to. It's gonna. Oh,
Actually, there's no lights on her, so she's
he is
hardly
going
gonna
to
show
pay
up.
the iron price for. I don't.
Actually, my room's messy.
Can we
Never
call it
mind.
what it is, Saki?
Sorry, guys.
Playing with his food.
No Rita
I
cam.
believe he was playing with his food. That's one of the things too. It's a
I'm glad you got the
strategy,
shiny
right? At the
Lapras.
end of the day, it's one of
Yeah.
those high level.
Yeah, there's Lapras and Blastoise. Very awesome.
I couldn't remember the second one.
I think I got this. Let's style
Very
on
cool.
them.
But I
love my
That
water
sometimes
types.
doesn't work
But I
out,
like
and
the
the
shiny
guy right there
Lapras a lot. I thought it was cute.
Yeah, it's
Too
cool.
much with their food.
They don't. A lot of shiny cards I don't think look good, so this is a surprise.
On that farthest reaching
Which pack
advancing
did you
bit of
get again?
Jackie's twice.
For
When not blocking,
Pokemon, it's
that
Brilliant
reaction,
Stars. For Yu-Gi-Oh, it's Battle of
trigger, and
Chaos.
Getting into those frames where you can
Alright,
execute a
I got
flawless
Battle
block,
of
which, guys,
Chaos.
is 3
I bought a
frames.
whole box
You
of
have
that.
3 frames from when you
I
block
pulled all
something
right.
to be able to hit flawless block and
Fucking Tom unboxed the Battle of Chaos thing, and he got the Hollow Dark Magician.
Listen, we don't talk about numbers
The
here. We do not
$100-something
talk about numbers,
one.
But we are going to talk about the
Yeah,
numbers
the
here for this
super
new
expensive one.
combo.
Yeah.
Steven has that old card, or Pop, sorry. Pop has that old card, I think, that's worth like over $1,000 if it was in mint.
If for that Ghost Rare one.
Yeah, but it's not. So
First edition Ghost Rare, whatever it was.
about 1,000,
Yeah,
but
again, this is what makes watching Conqueror probably the most interesting player to see in.
Nope, no post show yet.
Is just
can we just
style, the
have one where someone goes 2-0 so we don't have to sit here for 3 rounds?
It's one of the really awesome things to see from players from different
Max
countries,
every
that are
tournament.
outside of Yemen.
Now we know what it's like.
Here we go.
That's so bad. Yeah, it's true.
Please sandbag.
I will pay someone to throw.
Daigo,
please.
please.
Daigo, sandbag.
But now double fatal blow territory. I'm frightened of 4 triggers right now on some dual shock 4s or 5s.
Oh.
Mega Armor's coming from.
This is why Max stopped running tournaments. He was sick of having to sit here.
Sick of every game not being cross tag.
It's true. Blink and you miss
I've
it.
seen someone stand next to someone that close, let alone Jackie, in every single one of her buttons ranges. Didn't block whatsoever, and then just the confident, slow sickle
Celine
chop to the
Dion.
foot right there, Saki, and said, "Thank you for the victory. I appreciate
Can
it."
we not like do? Yeah, can we just?
Conqueror coming out and conquering.
When they say finish her, please
well-known
just
player
finish
here.
her.
Awesome match between
thought-
Killer and Conqueror for sure.
I thought fatalities were
really
banned.
enjoyed it, and once again we
It's
see
an
just how
exhibition.
talented
It's an exhibition.
some of these players
They're
are
not.
outside of NA,
They're also
and
not
that's what
banned. Everyone
probably
just
makes
doesn't do
EVO
them because they
probably
take
the
too long.
highest tournament
Yeah.
to watch is we get to see
That's
all
Already
the
literally
here for
talent
8 hours.
to
Also,
this
is it considered
event
mad
and
disrespect if you do it?
showcasing what they're
Yeah,
made
because
of.
you're wasting time.
You're wasting the TO's time.
Mortal Kombat is like the one game where like you do not waste time in. Everyone's gonna groan at
Yeah.
you.
Whereas like in tag, you can afford to astral somebody. You have like literally all the time in the world.
And it isn't like it's not even like when you see people do it in tournament and like the second the fatality starts they pause and they go to the next match. It's not even salt. That's just what everyone that plays the game does.
Yep.
Is coming back. And with that, don't forget to register.
Holy
for
shit, it's been
2022,
42 minutes.
2022. We're
We're on game 3.
Tasty Steve, take it away, guys.
Maybe there is only 5 games again.
We can only pray, right?
A game that I'm super
I'm not
excited is
sure
coming
if
because
I could get
I
back
love
to Mortal
interesting
Kombat
where I got a lot of
again.
my
Now, how's the same-
and I think Mortal
the same
Kombat
dude's on
is
both sides now.
Super fun and
Yeah,
as good as
yeah,
the
he
online
is.
play is for this game, and many of the games we're going to be having, like,
What are
you
they
wanna play
doing?
offline. You know what I mean? You have to set it offline where it really
And it's
counts.
cutting
Where's
to when it cuts-
Sparkman?
And the exhibition was super cool. It's great to see players from Latin America.
Probably on the other
Europe.
side.
Great to see players from, you know,
He
obviously
has an Echo Fighter.
also Europe. It's really cool to have players from all over the world playing these exhibitions.
Thanks for
That's the
joining,
Smash
Bush.
confirmation.
You know, the thing about Mortal Kombat 11
I think that's a
is
Steam
it is
Deck.
at that part of its lifespan where the game has definitely evolved to you're looking at some of the best players in the world play it at this point. I feel like
Where did
EVO is
Marvin go?
always
Where'd
the
Rick
stage
go?
to
Where did-
see a
Rick's
game
on the
Who
left.
fully evolved life cycle come
Wait,
to a
pay him
close,
back to-
especially considering that
pay him
some of
back
the
to
best players
Sajam.
have been crowned for Mortal Kombat at EVO. I mean, not to mention the Sonic Foxes, the Honeybees.
Oh, yeah,
all
there
of
he
these
is.
players have been there. I personally can't wait. I know I'm not the biggest when it comes to the NRS games, but I can tell you right now, I really do appreciate what's on the display for Mortal Kombat 11, and I can't wait to see what EVO 2022 brings to us.
Yeah, you know, speaking of playing offline, right? We mentioned earlier that the casual space is really big in EVO. We said the casuals and community space is really big. For reference, the casuals and community space.
Saying this
at EVO
between
is
every single
bigger
game.
than all of Combo Breaker. Combo
They're
Breaker
really trying to
is
get
not
people into
bigger
that
than
fucking
just
casual
the space
space,
where we're playing
dude.
casuals, just the space where we have all the community stuff for EVO this year. Think about that.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now. We've already talked about the fact that you're gonna see a lot of people, but having
Yes,
this
you
space
have.
to actually be able
I
to
think
Please
it's
move on.
it is like cool because
the fact that it's
that shit's
bigger
always
than an entire
crowded.
tournament, one of the best tournaments, mind you,
But
out
still.
there, let you know just how much time and care was put into this community era, as well as the fact that you guys are gonna get your own stage, you get the casuals as well, you're gonna meet up with a bunch of your friends in and out of the country. It really does play out.
Yeah,
for the
look what we
better
can
for
do
the
when we don't have
community
Smash
and
guys.
for
Come
the
on.
better of EVO 2022 for us to have this giant area.
Yeah, and whether it's like, oh, I'm so mad I didn't do so well in tournament, I want to go play casuals, or if you're just really happy, you're like, oh, I did so great, I want to play against that player
Right.
and that player, and whatever your reason is, you know, you're gonna want to play casuals at the event. You're gonna want to play against the people that you see. So I think that's a really cool, you know, thing to have. But speaking of which, Steve, I want to know the next game. We're already moving along. We got
I'm
some
so
games.
mad.
Yeah, so do I.
Stuff. What's going on here, Neva?
So, to bring us our next game, it will be none other than Markman. Let's check it out.
Oh, that's probably Tekken then.
Thank you, Sajam, and thank you, Tasty Steve.
Tekken.
Today, I am pleased to announce that Tekken 7 will be returning as a
finally.
main game for EVO 2022, happening in Las Vegas, Nevada, August 5th through 7th. So I'm super excited. And, you know, today we actually have a special exhibition match for all of you
10,000
Tekken
years
fans that
of
are out there.
slumber,
A
I
match
have
featuring
awakened.
two of the greatest names in Tekken competition. We have both Knee and JDCR. And
Ooh.
today, I am actually
Ooh, are they
joined
gonna
with
play
my
the
good
same
friend, Mr.
characters?
Anakin, will be commentating
Hey, Anakin.
this special exhibition.
Are they gonna
How
play
you
the
doing,
same
Anakin?
characters?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hope you're
Oh, I
doing
fucking
well,
love
Mark, and everybody
Anakin.
at home watching. I mean, super thrilled that Tekken 7
I will
is
never
back
beat
on
any
this
of
year,
these
but of course,
players,
I feel like
but
that's no
are
surprise
they gonna do this
considering
exhibition
that
with the same two
it's been a game
characters?
that's been growing every
The
single
same one
year
character.
ever since it's come out. 5 years, I feel like, since console release now. So just really, really happy that we're once again back as a
The
main game at EVO, and I'm
2019
really excited to see these two legends throw it out
Tekken
because we
World
don't get to
Tour
see this too often. So
Combo
it's
Breaker
actually gonna contribute to
Anakin
a
knee
very,
match
very
is still like
cool
my
matchup that we
favorite
don't get to see this now.
fighting game
Mhm.
Oh yeah, and you know,
thing
even though
ever.
I
It
have
was
my
so
EVO
good.
hat on, I have my Tekken heart on. I am a huge fan.
What does that mean, Mark Man?
It's Little Majin's
Excited to see
run.
how this plays out. I mean, you know, these two guys.
Little
they are real
Majin's King
changers
run
to
in EVO.
events. You know, JDCR winning the
Fucking
first
legendary.
console EVO
Absolutely.
playback.
Oh, that's a good one.
Crowd energy will never be
First
matched.
Japan event for Tekken 7.
Absolutely
These guys
not.
definitely have
What about the
made
dudes
their
that
mark
yelled
in
when
terms
Cell
of, you know,
yelled?
the EVO events.
Yeah.
However, you know,
They're the Brian
one
cosplayer.
of those things where, you know,
Threw the
yeah.
fucking girder after the match.
every single year, as you mentioned,
I have
how
mixed
the game
feelings
has been
about like
growing
Tekken as a
ever
game,
since,
but
even
the
before
the Tekken
console
community
version
does
of
not
EVO
let down
2017, we
when
had
they're excited.
preview tournaments at EVO for the arcade version. It's, you know, thinking about how long that, you know, not only Tekken and Tekken 7 has been part of EVO, it's great to see, you know, the growth and, you know, the hunger for people wanting to enter these events. And not just these events, you know, events like, you know, CEO. We had CEO not too long ago, a few months ago. Combo Breaker just opened up registration, and Tekken is doing so well there. I'm excited.
numbers
to
are
see,
crazy.
you know, the numbers are insane, and I'm excited to see how the community is going to kind of get together this year as a lot of events kind of return back to the offline tournament.
Yeah, I could
scene.
take him.
So I'm excited. For,
I could beat him with my
many
day
favorite
one
EVO
Noctis.
events from years past, and I just can't wait to see how things go. I mean, the last EVO we had in a live environment in Las Vegas was 2019, and you ended up getting third place at that event. You want to kind of just talk to us and tell us about, you know, what that feeling is like. You're in that arena with roaring fans of like thousands and thousands of people kind of just cheering for you. That moment was crazy. I remember doing commentary, and I didn't want to do commentary. I just wanted to go to the stage and kind of watch and cheer you on like everyone else. That was crazy, man.
It was super crazy. I mean, being in that arena in the Mandalay Bay Convention Center, there's been no other place like it that I've played in as a Tekken player. So all those fans cheering, you know, you can think that the most, you know, the biggest tournament that you've been to times 10. That's what it feels like. The floor shaking and the stakes are you know, have never been as high. And that was the case when I competed.
Anakin should
at
do
Top
the
8
Jack
in
taunt.
2019. I think
He
the
bangs
field
on
was
his
like
chest
over
and
2,000
falls
or
over.
something, the largest field in Tekken history. So
Most of my
it was a
timeline is
big
convinced there's
honor,
going to be
and
Type
I was really
Lumina.
proud to be able to get that far and compete. That was
I could see
probably
it.
my favorite EVO, you know, as a whole.
But I mean, it
outside of just doing really well
depends
there.
how
My
long this
favorite
whole
moment
thing's
was
going
just
on
seeing
for.
Ars and Ash come out and like unifying those EVO titles.
Because
A
they
lot of
haven't
people
even
didn't
done the
know
exhibition for
who he
Tekken yet.
was. So yeah, that was for me was just my favorite moment. Just a guy coming out of nowhere and taking down like the world's best players, becoming the world champion, and you know the rest is history. You guys all know that story.
All right, let's get right into the match.
Excited to see who
Get
these
right into it.
players
It's been
are gonna be
15 minutes.
picking.
Let's get right into it. Thanks, Mark, man.
These guys have quite the arsenal of highlight.
Let's get a couple 2-0s in there for the next games, baby.
Go into it.
I'm walking away if they play the same character.
Oh my gosh!
All right, that's
okay.
Whatever.
Well, we got Knee on this, legendary, famous character that he's been known for.
Really? Fuck?
On their alternate Steam accounts.
Over like the last several years,
Yep.
he's been bouncing around trying to counterpick players, trying to counterpick characters. So, we see these Brian picks in exhibition matches and stuff. So that's what I'm really happy to see. And JDCR, I feel like he's.
I don't think I've ever watched a full game with Fakuma.
Decide who he wants to take to these
Yeah, he's not as much of a monster as he was, but he's still a
Fakuma
fucking
is
monster.
Never a bad choice. He's
He's
been
tall.
using a lot of Armor King, particularly when these guys would meet up in tournament play. Nee would always kind of shift towards kind of Geese and Steve as well. So it's interesting to see this matchup, maybe a matchup we're not used to seeing, at least here and now. So right now,
Yeah, good luck reacting online, boy.
And doing such a great job of it. It's all about.
Oh god, it's painful because they're playing online. It's actually really painful to
It
watch.
came early, a lot of players.
Tekken,
Please understand 3 frames.
And he's the type of player where you really do think that he is that way.
Oh,
He wasn't gonna take
God.
risks at the beginning, so that's really what caught JDCR off guard there. And
Truly.
it's been known that JDCR is not, I wouldn't
React-
say bad at
react-
blocking,
react
but
frames
if you're
who?
ever gonna break his defense, that's where you're gonna do it because he's so good at dodging everything else, right?
Yeah, I think he's
Right now,
talked
he's got
about his technology.
The fact that this game's competitive scene survived the pandemic is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a true testament to how much people like to play this game.
Because the devs have just straight up abandoned it. Like, the
Yeah.
game that's online is unfucking playable right now. Presumably because they're working on the next game.
Is the one that really popularized
I would certainly fucking hope so.
I'd hope so.
If they announce another season, it would be so infuriating.
Full combo he used.
Like, maybe fix your fucking netcode before announcing another season.
And JDCR keeps tech rolling.
That's what they'll do, and then people will love them forever.
And then the netcode will go bad
He's
again.
gonna definitely answer those.
Then people will
those
hate them
questions
forever.
perfectly. So right there, taunt being used.
And they gotta go back to the
I saw like 3 different occasions perfectly. Twice
Why
in a
are
round,
games like
once right
this?
there with
Just
that
make a
sick
rematch
combo that
function.
I've never even seen before. To just carry with the 1-4.
That's right.
Yeah, they have
Same
to,
with Strive. They have to go back to the lobby.
yeah. There's not even a spectator slot, so the other person has to decline.
Yep.
Especially
I
against a
hate
player
this
like
game.
JDCR. So that was quite a treat.
I
That's
feel
gonna
like
kind of put
playing
JDCR
KOF
back to
when
the-
this is all over.
the drawing
And
board
we do
there.
the
I mean,
unboxing.
Is he gonna switch to
Yeah,
another
and then I'm
character?
gonna play
What's he gonna do?
Mario,
'Cause
so-
right now, Nee is up 1-0,
Yeah,
and
sorry,
he
but
looked
you have
comfortable.
to
That was
do
3
these two,
straight
dude.
rounds, pure domination. Anytime JDCR tried to come in, he got hit with a counter hit. He got hit with the magic 4, he got hit with jabs, and Nee really just controlled it, especially on the Oki side.
He landed like a couple lows there. That's the only thing that I even recall JDCR being successful at. But that was a total beat.
Fucking time it took to get into the next match.
Type of match where you don't really get to learn much.
Way
about
too
it.
long.
I hate these
Way
fucking
too fucking
developers.
long.
But
Oh
he's
my
gonna switch
God.
the game. I guess the way he sees it is that
It's a
that went so
feature.
bad it can't be any. It can't get any worse. This game cannot
Yeah.
be any worse, right? And I think that is true. That was just everything he did wrong. Tech rolling on the wall. Just guessing wrong in the mix-ups, and if anything he does differently here would probably give him a chance to learn a little bit more, survive a little bit longer. Nee is looking really strong right now with Brian. I wonder why he doesn't pick that character more in tournaments.
I don't know. It's a thing. Like, I feel like he pulls them out every now and then, right? And when he does, it's always a surprise and a treat for the fans. But again, whenever he does pick them, he always makes sure that he's using them to an effective way. Oh my gosh, nice punish.
JDCR, it's really known for his movement, his evasion. So far, he's sidestepped a couple moves, but I saw like opportunity to get more damage. He's settling right now. But this
I think
is a
it'd
nice
be really
juicy
funny
combo
if the
into
spectator
round
just went
finisher.
into the match and they had to
Done. Definitely
take
gonna gain
even
some
longer to
confidence there, for
get the
JDCR
match
getting his
over.
first round of this
Wasn't
set.
there like a guy from a
He's
Street
using that
Fighter
down 4-1
tournament
poke
that
string.
challenged?
A lot of options
I
from there
forgot who
already.
was champion
He's back to the
that
wall.
day.
Oh my
They had
god,
to
he was
get him
ready.
off stage.
He was ready.
Yeah.
He was
The
ready for
dude
that
just
too.
ran up
Perfect
to.
punish, but the combo came too
I
soon
feel like
and
it was
dropped it.
Daigo.
But big lead right now.
Somebody
for
ran up to
1-1 launch,
Daigo.
and I think that's gonna be.
I think it was Tokido actually.
Or Tokido, yeah.
Nee, of
Might have been
course,
him.
Not a stranger to this character.
Yeah, they escort the dude.
Bakuram as well. One of those rare players that has really every single character in his roster to Tekken God Omega. Oh.
Yeah, like he did that a while ago, doing that achievement. I don't think anybody's done that in the world. Get Tekken God Omega with every single character. It's so hard to just get even Tekken God Prime, man. Anybody who plays ranked knows. So that's really impressive for him. And he's just, hungry for more right now. Here we go. The patience right now. They're switching it up. Knee feels a little bit pressured right now. He's throwing a lot more keep out moves. Does not want JDCR to get close.
And that's the thing, it's all about timing, and I feel like JDCR in that opening round, he had a good read on the timing, but then, again, Knee kind of just changing things up here. You know, he was going in on him in that very first match. He was going for the hatchet kicks. He was going for the pressure tools with the back one, with the down two. But let's see what he does now. How is he going to open him up? Because there is a life lead on JDCR.
No big moments have happened so far, so waiting for that first big launch, that first big counter hit. There it is. It's not going to be death for JDCR yet, but is he going to tech roll? Is he going to challenge Knee again? And he's staying down, rightfully so. Respects the skills. Pretty solid. Magic 4. Yeah. A couple times now that string has gotten JDCR out of trouble. And I think that once, you know, Knee is a player that has been trying to get close with Brian so he can land these counter hits or these lows. And so right there, he sensed that Knee was trying to make that comeback, and he didn't want to let that happen. So shut down with the right kick, left kick. Pretty simple. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Everything
He's starting
going
to open
well.
him up again. But a nice life lead here, of course.
When you're throwing out a lot of pokes like that, though, up close, it only just takes one Magic 4. And right as I said that, it's actually Knee who gets it. And it could be death right here. Oof.
It really is. Unless your game is Street Fighter, Tekken, or Smash, your game's online. Your game's community is not going to survive online.
Oh wait, you said Smash, right?
With shit online, yeah.
Yeah.
JDCR being stubborn right now with the down back 4 low kick.
I mean, like, just look at all the games that like died to the pandemic. Like Grand Blue, fucking Uni.
Yeah. Fighters should be out, still getting content for some reason.
For some reason.
And pressure the other way. And now JDCR with his back to the wall. You see it, once somebody's back to the wall, they try to throw out those attacks to try to get off. Whatever it is, it's better than being back fully up against the wall. Against either Falcon or Brian, it's pretty much like you're dead at that point. So they're trying everything they can to get off that corner.
And that's the thing. Some of these things that are crucial because, you know, they're both so good in terms of movement. So them pulling out the homing moves, like, for example, JDCR going for that down back 4. He has to be careful, especially with his back to the wall. Man, look at that Knee closing it out.
And that
hey, all right, we got a 2-0.
He takes the set 2-0.
Bless.
I mean, right there, JDCR
Can we get some more of those?
Please. Tie up the set, but Knee shuts it
like
down,
my food's almost here.
No go.
Guys.
2-0 to Knee. Mark, what do you think?
Hopefully that's a great preview of what we're going to be seeing at a lot of these events and tournaments as we kind of go back slowly into the offline and of course for EVO in the future. So again, that was awesome. I was super happy to see Knee's Brian and he was able to really come out on top. Anakin, I gotta tell you, I'm really happy that we got to do commentary for this, and I'm excited for when we get to see each other. I'll see you at EVO later this year, and everyone that's watching at home, I hope you guys are excited for EVO as well. Make sure you guys register. Check out the website when the registration is up later today, evo.gg. So I hope you guys get ready for another just wonderful year of Tekken.
And there you have it. We're going to be having Tekken 7 back at EVO, a game that I have really loved to watch every single... Are you wave dashing at me? Is that what's happening? I'm going to backdash away. But Tekken 7 is going to be there, which is like, it's one of my favorite games to watch, especially in the arena. Like live, being there in person, watching you running around, yelling, make some noise. Like it is... I promise you will never have an experience like that in the community. It's so fun.
Look, I'm gonna tell you right now, you guys know Tekken, I love it, and I personally know, because I'm running the show most of the time, that being in that arena on Sunday is something that is only done. You have to be there to experience it yourself. And on top of that, Tekken's another one of those games. It's been around for a while. We have some of the best players in the world, not just in the States, but out there in the world that will be at EVO. You just saw Knee go up against JDCR. There's more of that to come, I promise you, coming from EVO, especially considering last year we had, what, the largest Tekken tournament ever at that point? I mean, with the last live EVO, we had the largest Tekken.
Feels like a year ago.
It definitely feels like
it was many. And that's the cool thing is like you look at these exhibitions, there's so many good players. A lot of people are like, you know, I don't know much about Tekken 7. Who are these people? These are, you know, past EVO champions that you're watching go at it here for your entertainment for each of the games we're announcing, right? A lot of them are just super high level players, so it's always really fun to watch.
Well, look, speaking of high level and the legacy that comes from this, and we got a lot more space at EVO, which I'm really happy to hear. We got
that's a segue to KOF
section for everybody. We got a sick new stage.
Never mind. That was just a segue to the stage.
No,
I don't think so.
But classic actual arcade cabinets for the people to come from home
All right,
and
well.
play themselves in person versus other people.
You got Fate
personally
Unlimited
think that's amazing.
Codes cabinet?
You know, I was born a button barbarian.
You have
in
a
the
Yu Yu
arcade,
Hakusho
bro.
cabinet?
I'm happy to hear about this. What about you, Sagan?
Yeah, I think it's really cool because more and more events are starting to really focus on casuals and stuff too. But having cabs is so nice, right? Because you just have all these games, and there's something so nostalgic about just seeing a cab at an event and being like, oh, there's someone on that cab over there. I'm gonna just walk over, sit down, and start playing. And then before you even know what's happening, all of a sudden, they're just packed. There's people everywhere trying to play. So it's one of those things where there's something that draws you towards it. There's the beacon, right? The light coming off of the cabinet.
The buttons
you
you
just
can
see
hear.
it. Yep, all the buttons coming through, and you're just like, I gotta stop.
Every
for a
time
second
at
and play real
MagFest,
quick.
there
You
is
just,
at least
look,
two
they're playing that. I'm gonna go over there. Let me just go sit
CVS
down.
or
There's just
Third
something
Strike
very
cabs, but there's
visceral about that
always
feeling.
people on them.
I gotta go over there and check that out.
And there's
Speaking
a
of which,
million
we've been
cabinets of
moving
other
here,
games to
announcing
play,
games,
but
having exhibitions and stuff.
it's
Are you ready
always
for the next
packed.
game?
Look, man, you know that's why I'm here. I'm here to see you and to hear these games. So what we have coming next is what?
We are gonna go to Hell Pockets for our next game at EVO 2022.
Hey, thank you, Sage M and Steve, for that warm introduction.
Oh, hey, Hell
My name is
Pockets.
Hell Pockets, and I am delighted to announce
We-
that KOF 15.
Me and the guy I
is
was
going
dating
to
at the
be
time,
at
we
EVO
watched a
2022 as
documentary
main stage
about
game.
esports,
That's right, we're back.
and
ladies
like
gentlemen.
Hell Pockets was
And
the
I am
only
joined here
FGC
by
person
my
in it
illustrious co-host.
for
Ari,
like
how you
3
doing, brother?
seconds. They just
Doing
didn't
pretty
talk
good,
about
man.
the
Thank
FGC.
you. It's such a joy to be here. Announcing that KOF is going to be back at EVO. Can you believe it's been 5 years since KOF 14 was last at EVO? That is insane to me. And it's so wonderful. KOF 15, it's new, it's here, it's great, and it's going to be at EVO. So you all should be really excited to both register and spectate, if you can't make it. So,
This will
before we
be
go any further, though, I just wanted to kind of mention my favorite EVO moment for
the exhibition will go
KOF.
on for a while, but
Yeah,
that's just because the matches are long.
This was actually before I really got into fighting games like that. Before I ever came out to locals or anything, I was watching EVO, and I watched. It was a set that you commentated actually, Chris. It was.
No!
Yeah, man. It was actually Mad KOF versus Bala in 2012. So that's been 10 years now since that happened. And man, I got to tell you, as a Korean American, I was watching this guy, Mad KOF. Facing all this adversity in the crowd, all the Mexicans were chanting Mexico, calling him pendejo and all this nonsense.
Why do we need to know
man,
this?
I thought that was the sickest set ever. And you know what? I still do. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I hope that can kind of also inspire a whole new generation in the same way that inspired me. Chris, how about you? What was your favorite EVO moment?
Oh man, the legendary Bala versus
Miss
Matt
13.
KOF. Everybody always brings
animation.
it up when they're talking about, EVO moments, KOF moments.
It's very satisfying to look
I
at.
always have to one-up them with the following year, EVO 2013, Reynolds versus Wu in Grand Finals, another event that I worked. And
You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go bankrupt again. just do it again.
At its peak.
Why not?
You just see two of the best players in the world go the distance and just leave it all in the hallway.
Look
I
at
know it
those
sounds
insane
cliche, but that's literally
juggles.
what happened. I definitely implore people who haven't seen those either ever or in a while, go back and watch both of those grand finals, and you will see 2 players, or rather 4 players, I guess.
Oof.
Just
Just throw it out.
drained, physically
With the
drained,
DP,
and
throw
the
your
crowd
stick.
just going ape in the
Yeah, absolutely. Man. That was also, that's probably my second place one. Just because, like you said, everything was just so electrifying about that set. KOF, long history at EVO, and they've all been great. Seriously, every single one has been great, and I'm really, really, I know 15 is gonna meet all those expectations, shatter them. Dare I say?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think we're in that territory now. Well,
Yeah, man.
we're about to add another page to that history book because apparently we got a little exhibition
right.
to watch between Reynolds
I
and
finally have
Elrose
food. Tell me when this
to
exhibition's
celebrate
over.
Its inclusion into
That's
EVO
KOF,
2022.
take
So
that
without
off.
further ado, let's
Yes,
get
it
into
will.
the match.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, looks like we're gonna have Reynolds on the left, on the one-player side, and El Rosa on the right. El Rosa
Starting with
running
Vanessa.
Kukri, Dinosaur, and Ralph.
That's
And
terrifying.
Reynolds running. I almost missed it, but he definitely had a Ralph in there.
What are you gonna do?
Elizabeth and Vanessa.
They also
Been
both have
singing
Ralph.
high
That's so
praises of
funny.
Vanessa pretty much since the game came out.
Vanessa's a great
I'm
point.
interested
Yeah.
to see how he can make this character work.
I think.
I know, but
I've
it
seen
sounds
some of his
scary.
matches, and he's definitely seems like he's putting in a lot of time in Vanessa. He seems like a really big believer, and honestly, I'm with him because the
I'm
character
kind of there
seems
too,
like
yeah, because
she's got a lot of different
early-
like, ways to open you up
ahead.
and stuff and mix you up. So
It's
excited
not
to see
just
how
that too, but like you remember how she was in 14, where she was
They're
just
playing
like
on
this
console.
combo beast, but
Absolute
it was, like, very
clownery.
tied to her meter.
I was gonna
How
say,
much
we've
she had.
never
Now
seen
it's a
load
little more
times like
opened
that.
up because of how the system works in 15, and she's a little bit faster. She's just more versatile that way and can put a ton of damage on you quickly.
Absolutely, but right now it looks like they're both kind of feeling each other out. Not too many major hits have really come through yet.
Oh yeah, I bet you there's gonna be like a lot of disrespect once they get comfortable.
Absolutely,
Definitely on
both
Reynolds.
these guys. Yeah, oh yeah, for sure, Reynolds. But El Rosa can get a little cheeky too, you know.
Oh, for sure, man. These are actually two great competitors to showcase right now. Oh
Mhm.
boy.
Very
I think
nice.
that might be it for Kuku. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yep.
good clean hit for Reynolds, opens it all up. Man, Vanessa, she very efficiently turns bar into damage, man. But yo, this is El Rosa's character. Though.
I'm afraid now because Vanessa's so fucking good.
Dinosaur player, yeah, I've been playing him since 14.
Vanessa-
Been doing
Always been good. She's just really hard to
stuff
use.
since 15 came
Yeah,
out.
well,
With this
obviously that
character,
doesn't stop
kinda
top
making
players.
Dinosaur players out of a lot of the new KLF.
So she is
Absolutely,
on
yeah.
grounds
I
to
saw a lot of
potentially be
people,
nerfed.
Really interested in the character after the Team Spooky exhibitions that you know he was playing in.
Ooh.
Nice.
And that's exactly why.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Oh,
go,
he went for another one.
King.
Yeah, big disrespect out of Reynolds. Good stuff.
I might even, I
Oh.
think that was EX2 and Reynolds just
Let's
stuck
go,
with it.
Dinosaur!
Oh,
Oh,
Mr. No.
Not
You know
a
what?
great
That's
position.
okay. That's secondary character almost dead. Vanessa did her job.
Now dump that meter.
Elizabeth is
Dump
coming
that
in
meter,
two,
meter
almost
make it
2.5
even.
bars against a dinosaur that is bleeding.
Yeah. Now this is another really strong character in my opinion, Elizabeth.
Oh, extremely.
She's got a lot of really
yeah, there we
straightforward and very
go.
effective options. And she's got one of the best anti-airs in the game in her reflect.
Yeah, it's very aggravating to deal with, especially when you play a team full of like projectile users that just want to get that space.
Yeah,
open.
dump that
Right now,
meter.
that doesn't seem to be a problem for El Rosa. Yikes!
Good
Oh,
That
lord.
was such a crazy. I don't know if that even crossed up or not, but that clearly
don't
Reynolds
think he
didn't
knows
even know
either.
either. Yeah. But wow, that was really good presence of mind.
But then
from
it's
El Rosa
Ralph.
to be able to convert that into a kill combo.
Yeah, and that was a quick match too. So Dinosaur got a lot of that life back, looking like he's a contender in the third round here.
That's true, but this is that character, right?
This is that character, guys. Like this man changes momentum so quickly.
Oh.
El Rosa's got one more touch left to his name. Cannot get poked. Ooh.
Yeah, big
We're
trade in
coming
Reynolds'
down.
favor there. I think
Coming down
Rolf.
to an anchor grab. Okay.
Yeah, and
He's going
it's
into
funny
this
that
with
both
Ralph with
characters-
full
both
meter.
Players are opting to choose Ralph as anchor. I mean, there's a reason for that.
And there it is, and there he goes. It's over. I hope the match is over, by the way.
There we see it. This is going to be a lot of damage. He still has 2 bars left over. That's right. Delay it. Catch him.
The match is over, by the way.
Absolutely.
Oh, he's definitely alive.
My goodness,
but
this is one
damn,
touch
does
here.
That was
hurt.
fucking close. I don't doubt he knows a touch of death.
What the heck?
Nah, most touches of
Look at
that, you need to go into just regular max mode. not
Wow.
quick mode.
Okay, he opts to save the meter.
I see.
I thought he wanted. I would have.
Because
I could have
quick
sworn
mode,
he
it
was
just
gonna
gives
go
you
for
the
a 5x
cancel
there, you know?
and
I
the
think there was really
meter
very few
discount.
arguments
But when you
against
do
it unless
regular
it's that
max mode, you also get a
argument
damage buff.
offense that, hey, he left me alive. I'm going to get another chance to touch him again. So let's actually kill him the second time. But as you see right
I didn't
there,
know Quick
ended
didn't
up
have the
spending
damage.
That meter on a bad
No,
quick
it
match.
doesn't.
Ooh.
You learn that if you
Now this is actually one
if you
touch
read the stuff in the tutorial.
But really, I mean, if
about quick
El
mode.
Rosa gets not one
I
more
see.
clean hit, this is anyone's game.
Yeah.
Oh! Volatile is the name. Ralph Jones. Far D has been absolutely ruining lives since the game's
But quick
release.
mode's still good.
No kidding, man.
Yep.
That button makes
It's just
me
a,
question
it's just a,
all of my
like with,
character choices.
with regular
I
max
think to myself,
mode,
why am I
you
not
can
going for
essentially
that?
get off all
You know,
3 of your
but-
supers in one combo.
Game's
Whereas
fun.
like quick mode, you can get up to
Yeah,
2
I mean, it's
supers.
fun as hell. Like once you like
Yep.
being able to play around it and get in on Ralph and you know, put the hurt on him and for once, it really feels rewarding in this game.
Oh, totally. You know, and I think that.
Well,
you
this
can
game
always
has
back
rematch,
back
so
to
that's
getting
on
around
them.
Ralph, but there's still like the fact that you
Yeah.
can play around him, and you're just like, you know what?
Is
no
it
matter
really
how you
loading back
slice
to the
it, it would've
lobby?
just been easier to put Ralph
Guys, stop
in
playing
bars
games
than
on.
the-
Okay, no, we're
You're
good.
right.
All right.
You're right.
We gotta be real with ourselves already.
I was about to cry.
Ooh, what a
Even this is the PS5 version as well, man.
Yeah, he might have
Jesus
been
Christ.
a little too far, 'cause, Vanessa is a
We do not have these low times on PC.
She's a little dependent on space.
We just kind of go in.
Fucking miserable.
Does betray her sometimes.
This is
And then it has to be even worse on PS4.
He's got a lot of really scary
Is it an artificial one that they put in?
low meter.
And a lot of people
I don't
worry
think
that
it
because
is.
The sand clone does a knockdown now. It does no longer leave the opponent standing, that he might have lost some of his offense. But those rumors were not true.
When she does those
Absolutely.
low punches,
Very
the two ways, those are one frame links.
Jeez.
It is fucking painful to do.
Not putting the foot off the gas yet. Wow. What a
Nice, blows it up. That is not real.
Oh, now Rose is in the corner. How's he going to get this? He can't cancel. He
There
can't
we
do
go.
anything. Guard.
Ooh.
Beautiful. And that's, I think, the case.
Oh.
That was beautiful. So he actually went over the low anti-air low attempt from Reynolds.
They
by
go
using
low,
the
you go
air,
high.
TK move to stay in the air a little bit longer.
And that's one of the scariest things about Kukri, that he can turn a jump into like a delayed overhead.
Mm-hmm. Nice pressure here from El Rosa.
Just doing that stand or that jump blowback just to make sure that Reynolds not jumping out. Backing up? I don't know about that.
Nice. There goes that
That's the
anti-air
pressure.
like I was talking about.
I don't really know what he was expecting to happen. Try to put her in the other corner now. Now he's going to lose his character.
Oh my God.
because he gave up on the pressure in the
There.
corner, and there he goes.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a really good defensive round, I think, from Reynolds. Managed to kill Kukuri without losing too much life. He's going to get a lot of that back.
Now, this was a problem last match, though. This
The dinosaur.
put Reynolds on skates, had him scratching his head for a good 2 minutes, couldn't figure it out.
Here we come. It's a
Let's see if he makes any
dinosaur.
adjustments. Sky is an EVO champ, remember, so...
He is an EVO champ, but in a way, so is Rosa as the winner of the KOF 14 pre-release tournament at EVO.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Fucking Street Fighter V Neutral is so boring to watch.
It is.
And that tournament did have Reynolds.
At least when things happen in Street
You're
Fighter 4,
absolutely
because
right.
they're all
forget.
have neutral like that, but when shit happens in Street Fighter 4, it's really fun to watch.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Like as we're seeing right now.
But in KOF,
Man,
there's so much more going on in neutral.
It's because we have short hops and
Yeah.
rolls.
Yep.
I got all the meter in the world, but can't get in.
Exactly.
And
That's one of Liz's problems.
the
that
short
her
hops.
switches are fairly linear, and her range is also like, besides a few of her like pokes, it's not too great.
It's depressing, man.
We got
Nice.
supers, we got EX supers, and then we can cancel those supers into other EX supers, and then cancel that EX super
And
into a finisher.
he can't afford to take too much damage like that, all
Great.
right? Get off me.
Nice.
Oh. Rosa telling him pump the brakes.
Who was the genius that
Yeah,
thought,
I mean, playing
let's
against
have
this dinosaur
supers
with those
cancel
gigantic
into
jabs,
each
It's
other?
really hard to find, a spot to get a clean hit on him.
No, it's really hard. And that hurt box is not exactly what you think it is either.
That's true.
Like I get like,
Oh man.
He's done. He's done.
Threads the needle with that.
He will use that
gigantic
meter.
yeah, surgical, right?
Oh,
no.
Ooh.
He's gonna save it.
Good lord.
He could have
He's gonna save it.
Scary.
But now he has
All right,
three.
now it's back down to
He just
me.
needs to use it. Just one hit and he's
In
dead.
Rosa's favor with full health and 3.5 bars.
All right, 2 hits.
Oh, that's an activation if I ever saw one.
Just one clean. Oh,
Oof.
Free damage.
just one clean hit. One clean hit on the
Reynolds just
ground and he's
sneaking in a
done.
lot of really small hits. They're really beginning to add up now against El Rosa.
Yeah,
Nice.
Throwing in this game is going to add up quickly because throwing is so favored. Because
Ah.
I mean, I don't know the frame count. It's fast.
I don't know.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, that works.
Plus, they were
Never mind.
Oh no, it ran
It's
out.
still your turn after you get a
Every
throw.
time,
There you go.
right? You just hold up for the safe jump. I run it with 2 bars. If he touches him, you better believe he's going to quick next. There
Oh,
it is.
there it is, like you just
Oh.
said.
Whoa!
Nice.
Super.
Nice.
That was so crazy. So again, El Rosa demonstrating mastery, air superiority.
And it's a
you know,
first to
staying
do.
in the air,
All right, Ren, it's over.
Using that air special move to punish Reynolds' punching attack.
Another
you.
another 2-0.
I don't know if that was a reaction.
I was
or
just
if that
eating.
was
It's not like I hate KOF that much.
And plan to just do dive
That's
at
great
that
to
point.
watch, though.
I don't know, man. That seems insane to me.
Yeah, it's a lot
But
more
that's El Rosa,
interesting.
you know, you never quite know what he's thinking.
like
What a great
kicking
match
myself
to
in the
showcase
teeth, wishing
the
I got
volatility of
it's
KOF
KOF
15
sooner.
and
Mhm.
just a piece of how hype it could be.
I
Well,
always
this is
wanted
its
to.
to be fair, this is its like
2022. I don't know,
biggest.
man. I
So
don't know if we're ready.
I know, but I've always wanted to for like the longest time, since like 2000 or 2002.
5 more months.
Yeah.
What does this look like in 5 more months? I can't even imagine it.
Dude, I have no clue either. I mean, it's a really exciting time to be a KOF fan right now because this 15, there's so many possibilities, the options that you have to spend your meter, and all the different characters that they've given us. It's going to be so exciting to see where the game goes, and I really can't wait to see what people from all over the world bring to the table. At
all right,
EVO,
so what's after this? Skullgirls?
Everybody better be ready.
We don't know.
I don't think they're bringing back Skullgirls because this is in person. They only use Skullgirls because of the rollback.
And I think that's going to do it for us.
But it has a new character.
Steve and Sajam.
Yeah, that's not going to affect anything.
KOF 15 will be the next title at EVO
Street Fighter and
2022.
Tekken have
Shout
new
outs to Hell
games.
Pockets, Aru, as well as El Rosa and Reynolds for giving us an amazing display of KOF 15. KOF 15 historically has given us some of the most exciting.
Well, whatever's
matches
next will
at
at least
EVO.
be a
I
surprise
cannot
anyway.
Wait to see what's going to
These
be.
are the
Yeah, KOF as a
Rick has the Steam
franchise,
Deck.
like, it has some of the
these are all
best
the
top
expected
games of all
ones.
time, right? Some of them slot in there as some of the most entertainment you can go watch. Even today, if you go watch those old top 8s for 13 or 14,
And it's only been an hour and 15 minutes
KOF, the excitement from the crowd
to announce
the
5
excitement from
fucking
the commentators,
games.
The players, everybody's just excited. Those games are timeless and they're so fun to watch. If you go back to watch old KOF and you have just been playing 15, like a lot of people have, myself included, you will notice like, wow, these characters are doing the exact same things that they do in the new game. So you'll be really prepared. So if you're interested in KOF 15 at all, I highly recommend it. The game is a blast. The old top 8s are so fun to watch. The community is always so excited, and it's such a worldwide, international game. So many people from all over the world play KOF, which I think is one of the coolest things about it. It doesn't matter where you're from, you probably know somebody that plays KOF and is really interested in it.
Look, I can tell you right now, man, Reynolds, one of those guys that we just saw in that exhibition, during that EVO's grand final set, I was the one, check the tapes, who handed him the American Aviator sunglasses. That's one of the reasons I know KOF always goes off at EVO, and it's because of that competition that we get from all around the world. It's not just central to one specific region. All over the world plays KOF. KOF 15, the new kid on the block, really gonna turn a lot of heads. Listen to Sajam, listen to me. You guys wanna watch what comes from KOF 15 this year at EVO.
Yeah, and so many of the players that are really good at other fighting games actually started on KOF. I think a lot of people will tell you like, oh, I used to go to the arcade and there was like a cab there. And
It's really the only one I'm interested in watching.
So it's like a really common starting point for a lot of players. But speaking of which, Steve, I have one of the most important announcements in Evolution history to tell you about.
Okay.
This year at EVO,
All
when
right.
you grab your badge, you show up, you say, hi, I'm
And then you
such
go to
such,
the
here's my
casual
badge, I
area.
got it, shake hands, all that kind of stuff. When you get your badge, it also comes with a refillable water bottle that you can use at any of the 45
That's a big deal.
Go to fucking hell.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
So you mean to tell me, not only do we get this sick new section to play all our community games—
Stop talking about the community section.
But we also get water bottles to refill in between the sets we could potentially be playing at EVO 2022 this year?
That's correct.
The best EVO ever already. That's really all. That's all I needed. You know what I'm saying?
You got casuals,
Some water.
you got water.
Thanks.
What else could you want? I mean, those are the
I know
most-
you guys
two
got
most
charged a
important
lot to do
things
that.
mankind
So
needs, right? Like you just look around, you're like, this is it. This is the one.
Look, man.
As I
every
drink my
player,
water bottle.
Every person that watches you stream, they always tell you to drink
and get my
water.
ass
Now, EVO
obliterated by another
single-handedly
fucking
making
Ralph player.
sure that we
I
get
look
that
around
right.
and I
I'm
say,
telling you
man,
right
I'm
now,
glad to
in
be
all
here.
honesty, we know how it goes. Playing in tournaments.
Hey, at least you get to do it in the community area with your free water bottle.
I'm happy that this is actually happening.
I can't wait
Blur
to
the
see
logo.
everybody at EVO this
Blur the
year,
logo.
hydrated.
Guys.
Oh yeah, cheers.
They blur
and
Coney's
everybody's
face.
skin flawless, you know, because of everything that's going on. You're gonna be playing casuals.
Which logo?
Cheers and some
The
water.
Smash logo on the t-shirts.
Popping water bottles.
Nintendo is
But with
watching.
that being said,
Hydrate.
well, first off, well, before we go any further, we still have games for you guys to find out about. And for that next title,
Yeah, we
I'm gonna
know.
send it to the legendary Majin Obama.
All right, thank you, Steve and Steve. I'm pleased to announce
Oh, maybe Melty.
Blood Type Lumina is
Yeah.
going to
Yeah,
be the main game
that's
for
what I
EVO
thought.
2022, much to the ire of all
Cool.
the Steam chart posters, Redditors, 4chan, you name it.
Steam chart
And,
posters.
All right, Majin, calm down.
Scrot Vermillion and Masoma. I'm joined.
Oh,
by the
fuck
lovely
yeah!
Jayden, who's going to be commentating with
Oh my
me.
god,
How
I'm
you
so
doing,
happy.
Jayden?
I knew they were gonna do a
I'm doing
Masoma.
really
Well, I didn't know they
I'm
were gonna do a
very,
Masoma.
Very excited that Blood Type Lumina is going to be a main.
Yeah,
game
guys, we don't know the lineup, haha.
2022, and these two, to watch them help us introduce this, I mean, what better? They were our 1 and 2 coming out of Frosty Faustings this past January, and so they're gonna help us bring the hype for this, and I'm really thrilled to have it.
Yeah,
Masoma was like 16 when he went up against Clear Lamp at Combo Breaker in 2018, 19?
Both online and offline events, right? Multiple NLBCs, but like you said,
Like he's
most notably
crazy
that
good
recent Frosty
at
Faustings
uni.
bout where they faced
I
off
haven't
in
seen
the
his
grand
Melty
finals, right?
all that much though.
Right, and that grand finals was crazy too.
Yeah, Scrot coming back from losers to reset, really close set overall. And I think what's really cool about this too is that this is Melty Blood's second time being an EVO main title. You know, the last time was NBAA, I think in 2010. It's quite some time ago, but it's back, baby. So with that said, let's get into the match.
All right, so I did know. So Scrot was notably
Vlog,
in this
baby.
game,
Stupid
but
ass
has
game.
been playing around a lot.
I
with
love this
Shiki
game.
and
I know.
you know,
I love it because
the-
it's
they've been playing
stupid.
For a really long
Yep.
time. So I'm excited to see what Scrot brings forth with this Shiki pick because I know he's been playing with a lot post Frosty. So let's see what he's got.
They don't have any highlight moments to go through.
Yeah, like you
No.
mentioned, right? We most often
That was back when
associate
Evo
with
charged you to
East
watch the
Street,
VODs.
but this Tono character in this game is so balanced.
I could have
so
shown
strong, like,
actress
It
again.
feels like he's a constant threat, close range, mid range. Masoma's Vlov character, of course, very excellent at zoning, long range.
Vlov is
but also a
terrifying.
big threat in mid range too, because of the threat of overheads and his low rekkas and things like that. He's able to.
This
mix it up.
is the first time I'm seeing Majin Obama time skip.
Pretty hard, I think, to get a handle on how to approach this character in certain ranges.
Right, exactly. And as we saw in that previous match,
Oh.
Masoma just dominated. Like, I like the idea of what Scrot is going
Nice.
for. Finally gets a good hit here.
Interesting raw
but
super,
Masoma was
but-
really dominant in that first game, especially with all that ground mix-up game.
Yeah, they
Vlog
should put
has.
the
But here is
rollback
power of
clips in the
Shiki mixing
highlights.
Up in the corner, big combo, taking Vlov down to half health and forces out a heat.
Yeah, this character's conversion power just from
Run up and grab. Give him the Kai Kisuke special.
He's so dangerous. You see him showing off that one-hit Rekka. That thing is like a vacuum. Can hit on the ground. Multi-purpose special. Anti-air on the ground. Nice air-to-air jump B here. Masoma going to be able to make a good conversion. And the drop. You see, most of Vlov's combos like that off of some of those touches is going to put him at a range where he can get back to zoning or swinging that machete from mid-range.
This game is so
Yeah,
stupid.
the thing is that even if he's not using his fireball,
Fucking
you
It's just
love
the
it.
shield shit.
The shield-
Huge.
the
So
shield
much
shit is
really
amazing.
nice blocking and spacing there from Masoma.
See, we're getting Soul Calibur.
They hit like very disjointed too.
Yeah, and unfortunately there at the end of that one, Scrot was stuck in the shield animation and got hit with the ground fire coming back. And so Masoma takes that first one.
And look at that. We're already in the match.
Yep.
Like, fuck off.
Fucking hate. God, it's not hard. It's a rematch button, and it takes you back to the match you just played. Come
He
on.
can be confident in his ability to control Scrot's movement in particular. You notice when he gets full screen, it's about trying to read Scrot's approaches and be able to mix up his fireball patterns from there. If Scrot can get in and run his offense like this, that's where he can really put Masoma on his back and make him have to make some bad guesses defensively. Right now, Masoma in control though, takes the corner away from him.
Yeah, all right, and a nice shield counter. Oh, BC shield counter, and this is exactly what you were highlighting. Gets into that fireball range, mixes up with the ground game. Look at that. He's trying to catch with the jump, but it's not working, unfortunately. And now Scrot forced to block. Does have 3 bars of magic circuit, though, so could turn this around
block
pretty quickly.
everything.
But doesn't
Yeah.
he get
Yeah.
caught?
Good lord.
And Masoma doing a really
Not
good job
envious
of intercepting
right now.
Scrot's movement, like,
No.
like we were saying, right? Note the
I do
jump
not have the
Bs,
stamina
note
the top
the
players
ground
do
is
to
anti-air
constantly
swings. Scrot having a
block
really tough
everything.
time getting in. Awesome
Especially against
backdash
fucking
and punish him
Vlov.
and throw it down. He's gonna eat
Yeah,
what?
that
Rekka just
That's the thing I
pressures.
always appreciate in
Perfect.
top level
Oh,
play
and it
is
even does a little bit
the
of
stamina
charge with Moon Gauge, too. That's just kind of
to go and go and go to block.
Yep.
Like it's so much
that's an option
effort
Masoma
to
goes to
play
pretty often.
some
In the
matchups.
meantime, when players
Crazy.
like to sit and try to block or be patient, he's willing to take that gauge build.
Yeah,
Charging like that
there it
build
is.
to
There's
There
your
it is.
reward.
damage potential.
Yeah, but like
Vlog works
Shiki's
so
damage
well
is
with,
just like
Moon
he
Guard,
has to
too,
work
it's
so
really
hard right now.
Yeah.
nice blocking just to
Yeah.
stare off Scrot Vermilion regaining so much of that recoverable health and a good throw to try
And why?
set
Just
up
because he
Heat
thinks
to
Shiki's
do
a
it
cool
again.
character?
I guess. Why
Excellent return
not?
out of that heat activation.
That's what I love about anime fighters,
He got
because
all
it
the
really
health
does
back,
come
he got
down to, do you
confidence
think
back,
the
and then was
character
able to
is
just use
cool?
throws on his offense to really throw Masoma off beat.
Oh, but now Vlav gets the ice shit, and the ice shit's the best part about Vlav.
Shiki Wi-Fi is okay if you're close to the router, Tono.
Another throw. That's 3 in a row that haven't
Why
been
would you do him
challenged.
like that?
But Vlav does Vlav
Oh
things
my
with
god,
huge
the
buckets,
ice.
and now that he's an ice
If
mode, he's got a
If
different
Vlav's
moveset
ice
and
shit
his
was all the
projectiles
time,
are larger
I would
as
main
well.
him. He'd be my main.
Yeah, here we go, Masoma. Stomp, stomp. Shield on the big swing there. Using ice projectiles to try to again lock Scrot down, just do some chip damage. Take the opportunity.
Nice.
to
Ooh,
as well.
jeez, that was a good
Staircase
good read.
down, Scrot in good position here. Has 3 bars built.
I like the idea of going ahead to choose one. Oh, and another reactive heat to try and just change the tides here. That's actually. That's
Oh, I don't have the
Masoma
image
had a
saved.
good health gauge, and it wasted all of the heat activation from Scrot as well.
You have to
but
figure
Scrot
it out
coming back
later.
With moon activation.
Yeah, that defensive Moondrive activation to be able to see what's happening in the string in real time like that.
I don't mind if this one goes 1-1.
Create an opening for Scrot here. Nice jump shield
And
on
it-
the moon skill there.
It is.
Guaranteed punish there.
And it did.
Very, very smart.
I don't mind if
I
this
like
goes
the
1-1.
adjustments
Takes a
that we're
second.
seeing from Scrot to be able to, you know, he noticed that at full screen, of course, at full screen against Vlav, you're not going to be able to do as much as what.
Look
you
at that,
want
we're
to.
already in the
That was
last
giving
match.
Masoma all of the advantages, Shiki being at full screen and Scrot,
According to Max,
by
the
using
full
a different
game list
combination
leaked.
of shield and Moondrive, and
I will
just
ask him
honestly
how many
run-ups and
games in
grabs
total
was
are
able
on
to
it.
Totally change the tide
Okay.
of that.
Yeah, and it's about being a little bit patient or a little bit deceptive in how he moves with Scrot, right? You can't just really just jump in the
Melee
same
is
way
main
every
stage.
time, or that's going to be easy for Masoma to read and intercept, as you saw in game 1, right? But then now he's mixing up that air movement along the ground, putting in a lot more dash and then breaking, mixing up just run-in attack with run-up throw.
Yeah, this is, even though it seems much more back and forth, Scrot is definitely.
We're at 6
converting
games,
the health
right?
that he's is almost done with his
SF5 Tekken, Mortal Kombat,
and has
Gear.
full magic
Gear,
circuit, but now Masoma
KOF,
gaining back so
Melty.
much of that health after
Melty,
the
yes, 6.
heat
Yeah.
activation. But
I don't know if I
Scrot
can
was
sit through
very
3
careful
more of
around the
this.
fireball game and just manages
Just
to
tell
get
me what the
right in
games are.
between them and carry him all the way to the corner. This could be huge with the amount of meter that he's got.
That's
Ooh,
the thing,
ooh.
Jalen. Total with 3 bars, and he has corner
Oh my
control.
God.
Counter Moondrive gets the throw. That's
Oh,
a huge Omi point, and he just trucked straight through Masoma's match. Charge Siege is doing work right here. It's Scrot on set point.
Shiki, haha, you thought you could mash Tono.
I mean, this is again a very strong start from Masoma, trying to get back as much of that moon meter as he can, because it's so great for Vlav. Like we said before, the jump C combo goes all the way through. Big damage, just trying to get the floor ice, and again, Scrot
Oh, I
with
finally
the
have enough
shield
channel
strong
points to send
recovery
someone else to bed
clutch.
again.
And Masoma's defense so activated right now.
Watch it do
Gets the
absolutely
big touch
nothing
here, and
again.
That's gonna do it.
Well, yeah, because I manually have to do it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, this is so great.
But I am
What
logged
else
in
do you
this
wanna
time, so I
see
can do
for
it.
a reveal. We want to see it final game, final round.
Jump C trucking through the jumpy air-to-air attempt from Masoma. Scrot gets the corner. This is the advantageous position that he's been able to get so much return out of. Big call out on the wake-up heat activation. 4 bars built. This is going to be big damage potential here.
That's gonna hurt. Yep,
Already
especially if he.
Yeah, does he decide to go for anything super crazy? No, just uses what he knows. Good combos. Moondrive
Ooh,
for Moondrive
yep.
activation and the challenge and full super. Scrot Vermilion is gonna take it with a beautiful
Arc drive
arc drive
finish.
I mean, what else do you want?
I
from
was
that?
timed out for
Scrot
1
finishes with
second.
Perfect. We got it.
Yeah, you
down
got sent to
the
bed.
Last game, last
fuck.
round, and that's.
Wait, so 1 second last time, but the other time I got timed out. Max timed me out for 10 minutes.
Yeah, because that's the default.
Lumina at EVO
Gore did that the last, like 2 streams
Yeah,
ago,
seeing that
and
kind of set, and again,
I mean,
it's
I
like we
could
said, we
immediately
expect that
undo
from
it, but
these are the 2 top competitors in North America for this game right now. But what I'm excited to see is how
I don't
they
can't
stack
work
up,
'cause you're
especially
logged in
the
as-
case of these 2 guys, they've been talking a lot of smack.
yeah, I'm not
about
even in
how
chat.
North America
I know,
is
but
versus
I think you
Asia
should
versus
time
other
yourself
regions.
out.
I want to see the
What's the
international
command?
battleground that this EVO 2020
Okay,
can
it's
become
now
for this
there's
game.
now a
'Cause I
chat
think
help.
it has a
Thank
lot of
you,
potential to, I
Twitch.
think, put on a really good show. But with that said, you know, Jadalyn, you have anything else you want to add to it?
There.
No, I think this is going to be a
Great.
lot of fun. I think in the era of rollback netcode that we're going to have a lot of good international competition. Make sure that you sign up, that you register for EVO 2022 so that you can get in on this action and challenge not just the top players in North America, but the top players in the world.
Yeah, and with that said,
yeah, I'm so okay.
CJ and Steve, back to you guys.
And there you have it. Melty Blood Type Lumina is going to be at EVO this year. Its first appearance as a franchise at EVO in over a decade.
I was typing the Max, KOF, and Melty are the only ones that needed these exhibitions, especially because Melty hasn't been here since 2010.
A new version for you guys to play at EVO is actually amazing. Shout outs to Obama for always talking this game up on the interwebs, always dropping the videos, making sure you guys know about it.
Yeah, we all know what Street Fighter looks like. We all know what Tekken looks like.
The newest version is a really fun game to play, and there's a lot of new players coming to just to get into this game.
Unfortunately.
I know what online Tekken looks like.
So come out, represent the
We have not
community,
seen any
show up.
offline Tekken
I personally
footage.
believe this is going to be one of
We
the
haven't
best
not
showings
seen an
at
offline
EVO,
Tekken
especially
exhibition.
because the community is so dedicated.
Yeah, and for sure. And the cool thing to me, too, is that, you know, a lot of people make jokes about Melty Blood in the past. And then once there's a new game come out and everybody's been trying it, they're like, wait, this game is so sick.
Yeah.
This game is so cool.
Okay,
And
but the only
game is
people
really
that poke
cool,
fun
too.
at Melty
And I
Blood
think
are
that's the
people who
cool
play
thing about
Melty
it.
Blood.
Entry number
like the
events
people
for
who
Melty Blood has been
attack
incredibly
Melty
good. It's
Blood
been really,
players
really
are
good
Melty
so
Blood
far. The game
players.
is a
We
blast
don't
to
attack
play.
Melty Blood
The
anymore
overviews
because that's
are
functional
also really
netcode.
fun, and I think people are now realizing
The
like,
bathroom
Melty Blood is
setups
a
are reserved
really
for games with delay based.
I was about to say, meet me in the fucking, meet me in the bathroom.
Look, man, a
That's
lot
where
of people
Tekken's
don't
being held
understand.
now.
We're kind of in a good spot for fighting
Where
games.
it
Having a
fucking
new
belongs.
Melty Blood going to EVO is just a small piece. Once again, there's a lot of things we're giving you today, but Melty Blood being at EVO is actually sick.
Yeah, as a fighting game fan, there's
You
so
gotta
many
time
games.
out
I'm, like,
Majin
also trying
Obama.
to juggle all the new fighting
What was the
games that are
Tekken
coming out,
one? It was
and Melty Blood's
JDCR and
one of them.
who?
It's a super fun game. So, to go
Me.
over all of our
Right?
games
Yeah,
so
it was
far,
me.
'cause we have
And
more
Anakin
games
was
on the list,
commentating.
Let's just do a little recap of everything so far.
Run down the list.
Okay, so the first game we talked about today was Street Fighter V Champion Edition. Then we have Guilty Gear Strive, Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15, and Melty Blood Type Lumina. 6 games.
Guys,
so
we
far.
got 3 more,
How did I
please.
get that? Anyways, 6 games. 6 games, you already got them. But there's
Steve,
still
that's
more, like
5.
said
You have 5
before,
fingers. You
and
need to
I
hold up
can't wait
another
to see
one.
What's next on the list? And for that next
Oh, you don't
game,
see it?
we're gonna send it over to Damascus.
Thank you, Sage.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
I don't know who this is.
Of course, I am here to spread the good
Sorry.
news that Dragon Ball Fighters will
That's-
be
yeah,
here as a
that's
main
what I
game
thought.
at EVO 2022.
What, the
Exciting times
background didn't
here.
tip you
I'm going to
off?
be
Or
watching
the
a
hat?
special
No, I'm
exhibition
sorry. What game did he
with two
say?
fan favorite players. One of them being one of the
Are you
guys that a lot of
kidding?
people believe is the best in the world right
No,
now.
I was
Is
reading
this
what
a
Max
joke?
said. I was typing to Max.
It's fighters.
Oh, okay. I was typing to
Terrence,
Max.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, man? So excited here to be bringing the good news that we will be having Dragon Ball FighterZ as a main game at EVO 2022. I am so ready for this, man. Dragon Ball Offline, this is where it belongs.
I'm
It's gonna be
typing.
Crazy, man.
I know, I just realized if you're typing it, we
Super
both
looking
don't
forward
need to
this.
tell
And of
Max
course,
what games are
EVO
released.
has a long history
You're
of fighting
distracting
games
me.
and of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So before we go to the match, I would really like to talk about both of our favorite EVO moments. I kind of suspect you and I we might be the same, but I'm gonna let you go first. What has been your favorite past the Dragon Ball FighterZ EVO moment?
Come on, man. It's no secret for us as Europeans. It's got to be Shanks' performance at EVO 2019. What a show he put on, man. When he made top 8.
This might be the game that I care about less than KOF.
First Spanish player to make
Not
top 8
KOF. I
at
do
EVO.
care a little bit about
That was
KOF.
just- oh, man, like, words can't
Street
describe
Fighter.
I absolutely
There we
knew you were about to say this, and I do remember, man, that when we were told that we were about to be on commentary for top 16, and we saw Shanks' bracket in top
Yeah,
16,
yeah.
we were like, you and I are about to make history because it's going to be time for Shanks. It was so hyped.
All right,
All
I'm gonna
the
go back
Spanish
to my
crowd
pasta
just
for this
running on the
exhibition.
stage,
Let me know
jumping
when
on
it's
their boy
done.
Shanks, who did great that year as well. Definitely an absolute highlight.
We
of
should have
EVO,
just
but
started
full
opening
of
cards during
moments,
this.
hopefully more moments, of course, this year. And speaking of Dragon Ball FighterZ moments,
I don't know how the pacing of
super hype
fighters matches
exhibition right
are
now,
after.
Terrence. Yasha
I don't know what its
versus
current state of it is like.
Tropis.
So
Of course, the new Android 21 lab coat
it's either
full
keep
force,
blocking,
but Yasha has
keep
been
blocking,
rotating characters
keep
a lot,
blocking.
right?
Yeah,
Oh,
he
Labco
has.
21.
Yasha, of course, like you said a second ago, man. regarded by
who
many
I
as
don't
the
know
best
if
out there
Lab
right
21
now.
is
This
part of
guy
a new
has
season or not.
Single-handedly changed the.
I didn't
matchup
even
of
know
the
Lab
match.
21
From
released.
The French players, Wawa, you know, these other guys.
But
just
it's a
pushing the
different
limits of
character.
what this
It's a
game
different
has.
moveset,
But he's going
so-
up against Gropis, who, you know, we just spoke about Shanks being one of Spain's finest players, but don't
That's a
forget
pretty
about
sick
Gropis,
color.
man. This guy is a
beast in his own right. EVO online champion as well for this game. Really, really strong player.
he was the EVO champ actually for last year, the online EVO. He also does really well in Spain and around, beat Shanks a lot of times and always does well. But the first opening goes to Yasha. Yasha, who opted for the Super Broly team. He's been having fun with that character lately.
Oh man, for sure.
Yeah, at least Broly's
we saw some of that,
fun to
at
watch.
the Battle Hour exhibition, we did get to see some of Yasha's Super Broly. This is a character that he really enjoys. Maybe a bit more known for these other two characters though, the Gogeta Blue and the
Come on, open the stamp menu, do it.
That Super Broly, when he gets cooking, it's no joke.
Stamp. Streamer, open the stamp menu.
The streamer post stamp.
Go around and around, and to be honest,
here I got a folder full of them somewhere.
As long as his team can touch you from
of the Dragon Ball Fighter stamps, yeah.
That's amazing.
That's why they're the emotes in our channel.
Talking point of the game right now. Android
oh my god.
He's out of the picture, guys. There will be
I have no idea where I put them.
Damage nerfs on display this game.
Yeah, that was efficient from Yasha. Oh, the jump away from the Dragon Rush. Tries to go for a float. 6M is gonna be blocked. Great defense, but you can't block that. Gets snatched, man.
Nah, man, here we go. Super Broly.
I also don't know if OBS will cooperate or make me work to do this.
It's Yasha, so it's going to be optimization station all day. There we go.
What year did Fighters come out?
Level 1.
17?
Lockdown, okay.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah, she still had the barrier to cover that as well.
No
but
way.
Spark to save Zamasu, he's still gonna get opened up. Spark is probably gonna allow that Zamasu to stay alive. But look at this, man. Yasha is always ready.
A bit too far away though for that.
January 26, 2018. So it was like right at the beginning of 2018, right at the end of 2017.
I organized my PNGs by year.
And he manages to snipe the bro tag. That 21 is being called. That Super Broly is hitting like a tank right now.
Any Super Broly hit. Oh, there we go. Rejump time. Oh no, Grogu's gonna tech. That's unfortunate.
Damn it, no images today.
They say it's insane, man. Blue combos do the same damage.
I don't know what it is with OBS. Sometimes it just lets you do it, sometimes it doesn't. Lately, it has not been letting me do it.
Psychological damage along with character damage.
Oh yeah, that should be a dead Android 21 actually.
Provided to finish the combo, that should be good. Get the Dragon Rush. What the? I mean, that was not even...
Bro, yes, the Dragon Rush is right, but not the way he wanted it to. That
I fucking hate this game.
Droption select, whatever you want to call it, it worked out for Yasha, man.
My god.
That was mixed. I personally
This is so one-sided.
That was mixed for me.
Oh wow, straight into level 3, get the
Hey, but he's got 7 bars, alright?
Who developed this game?
That's gonna kill, right?
Bandai Namco Arxis.
1-0 for Yasha. Just asserting dominance.
Like in tandem with Arxis, or did Arxis just publish it?
He beat
It was absolutely published by Bandai Namco. It was
So did Arxis?
it was a team at Arc System Works, but the directors are from Bandai Namco.
Okay, that makes sense.
Bandai Namco has the license picking Labco 21 against a
I
guy
figured,
like Yasha,
yeah.
that is
I just meant like
renowned
how many
for
people from
optimization,
Arxis were
max
involved,
damage
like in the
situations. It's a really
They're the
actual-
higher ups.
because, getting that debuff on any one of these 3 characters is a big win for Grogu.
Now I will reiterate what I've said to stream
the
into
two-touch
chat for
condition.
Max.
There we go. You get the overhead for an opening, send down, and you can probably go for the debuff there. And right now, Gogeta Blue does not have access to the 2 touches anymore. He needs to 3 touch. Yasha has a normal team now.
Yep, that's very important. Oh, there we go. Very nice. It's another hit as well. And now, this is a massive win for Grokus, because not only did he get that debuff on Gogeta Blue, the spark is now wasted on Yasha's side. Yep, nice. Look at that, man. The options that this character has, very, very, very threatening character. Scary. Dead.
Yeah, absolutely don't stop. That's it, right? 1-1. I was about to say, like, can he build enough to kill? And he actually did. That man is optimal as hell. That debuff was not even relevant for Gogeta in the end, because he disappeared before even landing a hit.
That's so true. But now look at this comeback that Yasha has to make. That's a full life team on Groku's side. Maybe not anymore, but still 3 characters to 2, no spark on Yasha's side. Oh, I love that 6H.
The rejump is dropped through. And good movement by Gropis there. Just catches Yasha slipping. Gonna go for an extension with Zamasu. Doesn't have enough power to go for level 3, but potentially the Blaze of Judgment at the end of this for the mix. Just extending, finishing that combo. And there we go.
Bro, this is a Zamasu master out here. I love to see this character go to work. We've been seeing a lot more of him lately.
These matches are so freaking long.
From the US as well. He's been putting on a great performance for this character as of late. Hope to see him at EVO.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the players that a lot of us didn't know before and got to discover him through the US finals at the moment. Yasha putting in work on that Zamasu. Probably gonna tag that 17 in. And he does. Probably a chance to go for level 3 and guarantee the mix. Yes, he does. And it's a 1-touch on Zamasu.
Oh, this is massive. Will Growth is spark though. Oh, he went for the stop sign, but Yasha baits it out. And man, He needs to make a 2-character comeback right now.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep looking through my
Yasha
folders
is
till I
just
find
so
it.
Good. His reads, he's the complete package as a player, man.
I wonder
He's got
where I put the
everything you need
reaction
to be
images though.
world-class in
Put
Dragon
the
Ball.
reaction images, the
Working
stamps.
really well right now. Send her all the way down and just potentially go for a staircase to lock that Android 21 down. Gropis forcing the corner with movement and just going for the key blast war. Just managed to get through, blocks the slide. Some recas to block, decides to spark. We don't block here. We just get out of jail. Can he get the opening now?
Well, I mean, I got him from Spider's resource. I can just go there
Gets
again.
out the corner. And man, I feel like Android 21 Labcoat might have a good matchup against. Oh, never mind. This movement from Yasha just opening up Gropis there. Gets the hit.
Yeah, but Spark is definitely going to save her there. We see Yasha applying. Oh my god, you cannot chase that ever. Look at the damage. Tyrant, she's gonna build that second bar. Not gonna be enough to kill, I believe. Wait, the assist is back. Gets the Dragon Rush, not the third bar. Wait, oh.
I respect that.
All right, chat. Pick a number between 1 and 204.
Yo, that is the 21% special buff she gets on that level 1 command grab as well, man. So scary.
Pretty sure there's more stickers than that.
That's the one. We talk a lot about that.
It's probably not been updated in a while.
Get that plus 21%, so it's a win.
It was probably ripped when the game came out.
Yasha sends out, guns out. Gonna try to go for the storms.
187. Okay, hold on.
Trying to challenge. The super dash is gonna be blocked. Yasha still with the challenge and gets away this time. No command grab, but no punish from Gropis.
Man, poor Super Broly. She only needs to spend 1 bar for a 21% damage special buff. And poor S Broly needs to spend 3 to take the shirt off and only get 5%, man. It kind of sucks to be S Broly out here.
Like, they skipped numbers. Sorry, chat.
Go back, come back more buff than this right now. Yasha struggling. That's
sorry, there is no 187.
But one hit and what a conversion.
It actually stops at 173, and then this is stamp 204.
To kill Android 17, and even this one-up's gonna be 1-1. Now, sick from Gropis.
Man, and tell you what, that
stamp
beam,
155.
the best beam in the game. It's so fast. It gives that little explosion effect at the end, so you can, man, that was a great raw tag. Sorry, that was a great Z change.
There is no stamp 203.
Good option from Gropis, and we're going 1-1 here in this EVO 2022 exhibition.
Stamp 16.
There's stamp 44.
To assert dominance, but Yasha is not gonna get caught just yet.
There is no
And
199.
That's gonna be tech. Great defense.
Stamp.
Yasha going to wait, and we are going to get again a ton of damage. What is
69.
Tyrant? We don't do that here.
Perfect.
Man, that move is just so good. And look at this! Oh my goodness. Yo, 6k damage and a debuff. 7k?
That was insane. And now you need to block.
96.
And you need to remember, right, because she has 2 hitting moves, she can actually
96.
punish any guard cancel. You cannot guard cancel her 2 hitting moves. She can just cancel into a 2H, cancel into a barrier, and then get the conversion. Plenty of ways for her to punish guard cancels. You need to block, and you need to figure out when is the command grab coming.
Exactly. It's so threatening. Just the options this character has. And she's got like 6 lows. She can just keep doing lows, pressuring you. Block strings go on for days. It's horrible.
Yep, and if you guess wrong, you get the debuff at the end. But right now, it's Gropis forced to block a back super dash, and the Dragon Rush is finally gonna open Yasha up.
A rare
My favorite.
Dragon Rush on Yasha, I might add. Oh no, this is the command grab.
I think this one was Pop's favorite.
Any one of these could be cancelled into that level 1 command grab. Yasha realizes it. Okay, sparks up.
You can see why they're good
That
for
was
Discord
so
servers.
low. The last second dash to make sure this stays high, and see, he's 17. He's gonna build approximately 7 billion bars. That is a dead 121, man.
Oh, that is overkill right there. She's gonna have to spend 5 meters and probably get the buff on Broly. Yeah, he will.
Yeah.
There we go.
Sure we'll get the right level 3 to finish, and Labcode 21 is out of the equation. Gropis on 2 characters, of course. He's still got that spark to work with.
Holy shit, please let one of the next games be cross tag.
Right? Just so we can get this over with.
Just so the exhibition lasts 2 seconds.
Yup.
Labcoat 21. When you see you've killed her on the opposing team, it is just the best feeling in the world, man. You don't have to worry about no more debuff threats, anything like that. You can just play your game. And right now, Yasha playing it with this buffed Broly, 5% extra with the shirt off. Okay.
He's really trying to make use of armor there. Oh, and you know what? We have not seen that grab yet, but she's just reminding us, Broly, I can grab you as well, man.
Absolutely. And you know what? I haven't actually seen much of Gropis Majin 21. I haven't seen much of him play this character. You know, we know him usually for the. Oh my goodness, that was so dirty. How do you block
classic?
that?
You guess. It's simple. It's math time. It's a 50-50. it works or it does not. You just pick a side.
Absolutely. But yeah, before I was so rudely interrupted by that disgraceful mix-up from Gropers, I was just about to say, we know him for the more unique characters, the babies, the freezers, the Beerus, etc. But really picking a strong shell, I feel, here with the double 21 and the Zamasu.
I must say, this is the most meta team I've ever seen Gropis play. And I meant Gropis in like Season 2, right? Gropis was playing like Zamasu, Jir, and Frieza in Season 2. This is the first time I see Gropis playing like optimal characters. Oh my god, get out of here, man. That's sick! One character left by Yasha.
Bro, that was ridiculous. Man like Gropis looking good here to take the set against Yasha.
If this game gets another season, I hope they announce rollback.
With the Key Blaster, but he's most likely gonna need 3 touch unless he gets like level 3 into a medium starter behind this. Gonna put the pressure on that 21. Yep, we go for the level 3. We got the mix behind. There is still a spark available for Gropis if he wants to save, and the spark is there.
Of course. Oh man, Yasha unable to get an kind of.
I totally get that this game is
like,
is
gonna be so
a love letter for DBZ fans, right? The people who are like super into it. And I totally get that, but
one touch right now, Yasha
I can't watch this game.
Still blocking, plus 21 on block, and look at this, he blocked, he was waiting for the empty, delayed the 5L, and just got the extension this way, sending her down. Can he build enough damage to get that level 3 to kill after that?
It's possible. I don't think this is dead though. I think it's Magic Pixel. No, it did kill. Yo, the MVP is here.
I was about to say, I don't think so.
Alright, don't blink.
I saved my life. I actually saved my life from the
I can't believe how much that did, man. Limit to breaker.
Limit break saves lives, as always. And look at this, you're trying now to chase that Zamasu who is just flying around. And it's gonna be just Yasha who really likes floating around as well with characters, trying to get to that Zamasu. There are 3 bars, and there we go! The opening goes to Gropis to get the kill and win that exhibition. 2-1 Gropis. When you give Gropis characters that good, you know he's gonna be even more of a threat, man.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Maybe Gropis, maybe the time of Gropis, playing the fan favorite teams is over. Maybe he's done playing the Jirens, the Freezers. He's here. He's top tier, and he's going to be putting in a great performance there, taking down what many consider to be the strongest player in Dragon Ball FighterZ right now, Yasha. Man, that's crazy, and I can't wait to see both of these guys at EVO offline. It's going to be so sick.
You know, there's a huge reason for everyone to grind right now. Lots of players have been revamped as well by Yasha falling from the Wanted Throne. We had Cloud's tournament that Yasha did not win, right? Mr. Popo won the latest European Online as well. So everything is up in the air in Europe and in the world at the moment. Dragon Ball is very much around and alive. But what an exhibition, Taran. That was absolutely sick to watch some good old Dragon Ball. And I'm super looking forward to see Dragon Ball FighterZ at EVO 2022. Thank you for joining me, Taran. Guys, don't forget to register for Dragon Ball FighterZ at EVO 2022. Back to you, Sage and Steve.
And there you have it. Returning back to EVO, we have Dragon Ball FighterZ. A game that's been there a couple of times. We were both there offline when Dragon Ball was happening at EVO. It was a blast. There was the Goichi versus Sonic Fox finals both years, which seems like a lifetime ago. You know what I mean? It seems like it was so long ago.
That definitely seems like a long time ago. And just Dragon Ball FighterZ in general has been one of those games that's cultivated a lot of new rivalries, a lot of new players to the scene, and I feel like it's still growing on top of that. I mean, I remember when Dragon Ball FighterZ was introduced to the community, so many different games. Literally, their players came to Dragon Ball FighterZ because 1 is Dragon Ball, 2, it gave you that new exciting feel. We know just how exciting it is. Your arm knows how exciting it is. Everybody else in the world knows how exciting it is. And personally, I can't wait to see each one of these regions get the proper shine that they deserve. The finals have been happening a lot for this game, and there's so many strong regions. There's a lot of country pride on the line. EVO is gonna be the place where you guys will see it come to a head. Finally, I like to see. You guys better sign up.
Yeah, that's what I'm excited for with Dragon Ball 2 is that there's been so much talk like, is France the best or New York, or is it somewhere on the West Coast, or where is the best region for this game? And
because we certainly can't find out online. Lord knows, we literally cannot find out by playing
Lord
online.
knows we cannot figure it out over our netcode.
So that's what I'm really excited about because, it's been a long time since we've had the Goichi Sonic, matches, and it's time to see who is the best right now.
Yo, it was definitely one of the best new rivalries.
Apex just DM'd me and said these exhibitions take forever.
Very, very good. But with that being said, we've talked a lot about what's happening, what's changing at EVO, the games that are returning. What about the schedule, Sejam? We need to know
the community room
first,
that you should go to with your water bottle.
How is it going to play out when we actually come up to Mandalay Bay, EVO 2022? How do we know how it works, the schedule?
Yeah, so the schedule for EVO this year, we don't know. Because the way EVO's schedule is going to work this year is that the game with the most registrations, the most entries for the event, will be the last game on Sunday. It will be the big finals at the end.
Oh yeah, because they aren't really as obligated to give it to Street Fighter.
The first thing kicking off the weekend with that Friday.
Granted, Street Fighter always gets the most entrants anyways.
Will be the game with the least registration and everything in between. So the games will be going on which game has the most registration to close out. So it's going to be descending.
I got you,
which
Gord.
I think is really cool because in the past people have been like, this game has the most entrants. How come it's not the last game? Or, how is this all going to work? It's all determined like this. So now it's nice and easy. When registration closes, we will all know the order for EVO this year.
So that's very important. We talked about the Melty Bloods. We talked about the Dragon Balls, the KOFs. The thing about it is, it's up to you guys to decide what that schedule is going to be by signing up for your respective game or games. So you could sign up for multiple games, but do know that whoever has the highest registration will be going to that final spot on Sunday, with the lowest will be on that first Friday spot that we see going out for EVO 2022.
I'd be really surprised by anything that isn't Street Fighter for that.
Like this really does lean it on the community of the respective games.
I think it's always pretty uncontested how many entrants a game gets.
Yeah, and that's the cool thing is you just will know right away, like, okay, this is how it works. It's very clean. It's very just like, this is the way.
No Smash, though, this year is going to make it interesting.
And, like, the cool thing is it's fun to watch finals on every single day of the event. So, like, that's the one thing I love about EVO is that I've watched finals on Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays and really enjoyed all of them. So it's going to be cool to know just like, okay, that's what my finals is. This is the one I want to watch. This is the other one I want to watch. And you can go check them all out and just know the schedule ahead of time.
Well, personally, I think that's really cool. It really lines up what the community's gonna have. And we don't know when some of these games are gonna come back. So this might be the final showing for any one of these titles, especially considering new iterations, the whole nine. But we still have more games. And with that being said, we're gonna send it over to Dynamite to get the next title.
Thank you, Sajam and Steve. I'm Dynamite, and I am more than pleased to announce that Grand Blue Fantasy Versus will be a main game for EVO 2022. We're going to be watching a special exhibition match coming up in this fantastic game between Zombie Moo and Shuabu, two of the best in the business. But before we get started, you know what we got to do. Let's run some introductions. Once again, I am Dynamite, and I have the utmost pleasure of being joined by the one and only Ebonic Plague. Ebonic, Grand Blue, we made it.
Hey, Ebonic.
We're here, we made it. I'm Ebonic, and I have to just mirror your sentiments exactly.
I love
Dynamite.
Ebonic.
I have such a pleasure just being here with you and being able to talk about Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, being a main game at EVO.
You know what I
was
love?
so elated to find out, and I mean, we're here. Just like I said, we made it.
It's one of those things where, you know, the games that came out during the really tough time of 2020, the community banded
It could
together
be here
to keep
because
them
Smash
alive,
isn't
to
here,
be
but I
able to
still would
run
have preferred
tournaments,
many other games
all
over it.
the nation where it was applicable.
I'm never one to
and
be
all over
like,
the
oh,
world
haha,
in a
your
lot of
game's dead,
situations.
because
So
I don't.
having it announced that Grand Blue has made it to
because our games are dead
in 2020.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say, because my games are dead.
One of the most
actually, though.
I
But, like,
could
I
imagine
literally
for
can't
both
think of a
the
single
people who
person in my,
enjoy
like,
playing the
FGC
game
friend
and
group
watching the game,
who,
and
like,
it's
still play
something
Grand
that
Blue,
I
especially
hope
over the
that everyone
pandemic.
out there is excited to see,
Because
and
that
just as
netcode
excited
is
as I am.
not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, to touch on that just a little bit more, I mean, there was a point where Grand Blue Fantasy Versus had an online tournament maybe 3 times a day, every day for a good long while, right? This community sat down, they thrived, they continue practicing. Now that we have a few offline events
They were
coming
like,
back,
guys, if we don't play this game, it's not coming back later.
I mean, this
Yep,
has to be
exactly.
the
They're like, we
most
have to keep it
exciting
alive
part
now.
about all of that longevity, right? Just
We
being
don't have a
excited to
Phoenix down
finally
for this
hear
game. We have to
Grand
keep
Blue
it up
Fantasy
now.
Versus is on the main lineup.
I cannot wait to see all of the intense action that we are going to be able to view at EVO 2022 for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. But let's get a little bit of a piece preview of what that heat is like. We have Zombie Moo and Shuabu ready to go at it and show us what this game is all
Today I
about.
learned how to pronounce Zombie Moo's gamer
Yeah, so
tag.
Zombie and Shuabu are actually longtime training partners for this game ever since Shuabu, you know, started playing this. If I'm remembering correctly, this is actually Shuabu's first competitive fighting game, period. Just straight
That
up,
is impressive.
right? And
That
then
is impressive.
Zombie has been around for quite some time, right? These are two of the most driving forces of the West Coast Grand Blue scene in terms of strength. And here they are. Without further ado, we are in the match.
Kageyostro, of course, from Zombie Moo, and 6 from Shuabu, the story characters. Both of these players have seen each other in CEO and Frosty Fausting top 8s. So this is a familiar run back, not just in the training lab, but also
This is
in
what,
the
game
tournament
7
scene.
or game 8?
Yeah, this was actually grand finals of Frosty Faust.
This is game 8.
Okay, so we got one more
So you
after
guys
this.
know
Only
that
one
these two
more.
played each other a lot, not just because
I
they're
don't
the
think it's.
training
I don't think they would
partners,
end
but
on
they were
cross
in
tag.
No, they're not going
If cross tag
to,
was gonna
but-
be here, it would have been this announcement.
Too scared to
Yep.
press. But there it is, the jump back on the teleport, already ready for it, and just an immediate destruction of it. First round to Zombie.
Zombie Moon certainly loving to challenge in bold places, especially when they know the opponent is 6. Can be a scary character to mash.
If anyone's
against,
curious
and
about
if
Max's
you mess
latest
up a
comments,
huge
he
amount of
says,
damage,
"I
you see
miss Grand
Shubu
Blue. I hope that
trying to
game
find
gets
a way
fixed
in to
someday."
avoid the setups from Zombie Moon. Finally gets the EX conversion to the corner.
If anyone's curious about my input on this, I miss Grand Blue. I hope that game gets fixed someday.
Right there is +1 on block if it's just done by itself. The frame traps are coming in left
If anyone
and right.
wants
This
my
is one of the
input on
few
this,
characters with a true
I
difficult
hope
to
that
block
game gets
this,
fixed
Gen
someday.
6. But there it is, the teleport to get out. It does have a hitbox. It's going to go straight into Super Skybound Art. Obviously not going to kill, but at least this puts you back in the game health-wise if you're Zombie.
Absolutely. All right, Zombie laying down the setups once again. Great blocks from Shuabu. Not getting caught up just yet, but Zombie checking again on the landing with the light. Dashing up, EX teleport, and evasion from Shuabu. I love Shuabu's heads-up defense.
Yeah, it's really hard to deal with that.
This was the only fighting game I could get my non-FGC roommates to play with me, so...
to know when the teleports are coming, as just neutral jump,
They go to the room.
wait for that, and then just hit a button, right? Because even if 6
EBDB.
doesn't teleport there, what happens is you destroy the clone.
Streeby
and there's
DB
no
room.
more hitbox there, so you don't have to deal with it. You're just good to go. And wow, already catching the jump back dive kick as well. Zombie completely ready for the matchup, but there it is. Frame trap right there for Shuabu.
Pushes Zombie to the corner.
Looney-Tunes
Immediate
runs.
light again, just checking the dash up and the teleport out. The Houdini act from Zombie Moon.
And I gotta commend the way Shuabu has been fighting these webs at the bottom, but unfortunately for him, Zombie has been just going, okay, well, you're fighting the webs, right? So, like, that's normally the way I stop people from playing neutral. So I'm just going to hit you for trying to be able to
Me playing
negate those,
Byakuya.
try and get around those, right? And it's been
Is the
paying off
UI covering their stocks?
Yeah, exhibition
Yes.
point here for
Okay.
Zombie Moon. Shubu gonna have to step up just a little bit more. Has Zombie Moon in the corner. This is where you want
Yes, the
Kaggle left to
stocks
finally
go
get to
above
hit.
the health
Catching
bar.
Zombie Moon trying to jump out.
And like they must know
counter hit frame trap right there
because
as
the
well.
UI matches the game's UI,
situation,
so
you
they're
know,
very aware that they're covering it up.
So we won't know. It's to make it more
Right
exciting.
there, but no EX until just the very end right there. To
Yeah,
be
so,
able to
so the
however,
audience
they're
pops
now
off
being
for
able to
them.
take the corner because of that, and you're gonna see a lot of this like spacing right here, right? You want to stay under the webs and then force them to run. Yes, was hoping for the wall bounce, but you know, not gonna be too worried about it.
Absolutely not. And Zombie Moon with Super Skybound Art available due to being under the health requirement. So Shubu got to be really careful not to get pieced up at all.
How much do I have to pay you to stop blocking?
Shubu's got to make something happen right there, trying to use the Rekka backdash to be able to get out. Zombie ready for it, negating. No, not negating the trap. The teleport comes out, but the counter. Oh my goodness, throw does get teched right there. Zombie is a big proponent of just reaction teching in this game, but eventually could not react to the final tech. Shubu, I can't believe it has stayed alive in this set.
Listen, Shuabu has hung around just to see if they can make something happen, and finally is getting in on Zombie Moon once more. EX back, but Zombie Moon out of the corner. Such a heads-up player, knowing to get out of the danger zone immediately with those teleports.
Yeah, it felt like that Zombie just knew that wall dive was coming. He was like, oh, I'm going to use this to advantage to try and teleport to get out of the corner. And wow, a reaction
started
on
2
the
hours
anti-air
ago.
as well. There's
Yep.
so much space control from Zombie, and for sure that this is the wheelhouse of this character, but Zombie is just playing it almost perfectly.
Oh my goodness, big wall bounce
No,
here.
big drop!
Zombie looking to just get that tap. All they need is one hit to cancel into a Skybound Art and close the door, but Shubu still hanging in there, gets the light as well. Full conversion all the way to the corner. No, Zombie again with the check with the light and cancels into
Nice.
the Skybound Art for the finish.
Yeah, if you're not gonna meaty me, I am just gonna hit buttons on my wake up and I'm gonna stop you from being able to do anything right there. Zombie, excellent job taking the exhibition. Incredible play.
And it's really good play. 2 to 3 big moments there where Zombie was able to just tech, wake up, and immediately throw a light and catch Shuabu dashing forward. I mean, Six is one of those characters that just wants to be all up in your business, and Zombie was not having anything of it. And you spoke to it earlier, Ebonic, saying that these two players play each other a lot. So you're able to catch a lot of those habits when you see the person that you've been training against often start to go to the well one too many times.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of saw it in the way that there were checks from Zombie, right? Like, in terms of catching the dash forwards, catching Shuabu trying to go towards the negating the traps and things like that, right? That's when Zombie was like, okay, we've been in this situation a number of times, and you can tell because he would immediately decide to, 2L to catch the run up, or he would try to set up a spear from you trying to negate the web or whatever, right? Everything just seemed to be there. The only time that the web seemed to be not a total factor in the play was that one that Shuabu was able to kind of negate and just get as many throws as possible up until he finally took the round.
Yeah, it's one of those situations that with Cagliostro specifically, if you do not put her immediately on the back foot, especially when they're being piloted by Zombie Moo, it can be a nightmare just navigating so many different webs, so many different setups, and then keeping Zombie Moo pinned down. The knowledge to use the teleport whenever the EX dives or even the fireballs were coming out to try to keep Zombie Moo trapped in the corner.
Yeah, so again, congrats to Zombie for taking the exhibition right there. Shuabu is... These two are definitely going to be some of the craziest players that are going to be at EVO, because I can't imagine they would miss this.
No, not at all. And look, if you want to take part of the action, be sure that you register for Grand Blue Fantasy Versus at EVO 2022. Maybe you'll run into Zombie Moo or Shuabu. Good luck if you do, but we'd love to see it, and hopefully you enjoyed the exhibition match. Steve, take it away.
Grand Blue Fantasy Versus makes its appearance.
I'll be real, I thought Say
EVO
Jam's name was Sam.
2022, and I feel like it's rightfully so. When the game released, it really got hit by like real world standings because of the lockdown and the COVID situation. However, it did not stop the community or the developers from going in on the game. We had a lot more characters.
I'll be real, I
released.
thought Tasty
We had a
Steve's
lot of
name was
community
Sam.
support, and I'm really happy to
I thought
see
it was
this game is
Tasty.
gonna get an offline showing, as it should, because there's a lot of players out there waiting for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of incredible games that make it into EVO or have community events at EVO, but personally, you have to really root for Grand Blue on this one, right? Because it came out right before COVID was really a big deal, so we didn't get a lot of international competition for the game. And despite that, people really love it. I mean, It's a really fun game. I think Grand Blue is really fun to watch. It's really fun to play. And it just feels so right that they get the opportunity to
Max
have
says, I think it's really cool that they gave Tasty Steve an extra mic for his bracelets.
With everybody there playing the game. And as you said, there have been so many new characters and updates and
I like
changes to the
that. That's where they put Say Jam's mic.
I'm really excited to watch it. I think it will end up being like one of the most interesting games to watch just because it's like, oh, we finally get to watch this competition offline international play.
Yeah, it's really going to be fine-tuned at this point. We're at the end of it. Once again, we don't know if Fantasy Versus, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus is going to be back at EVO, but the fact that it's getting a time to shine like this, where all
I don't see any
the players can
lavaliers,
actually
so it
come
must
out,
just be
sign
the
up,
boom.
and
There's one boom
be in that
mic, and
final
it's right
spot on
above
Sunday
Tasty
is
Steve.
perfect.
I think that's really cool. And speaking of time to shine, one thing people always ask about at EVO is like, hey, is there going to be an artist alley? I want to run around buying prints. I want to sell prints myself there. Or
Yeah, in our community area. Now,
and you can buy another water bottle if you lost the first one.
Checking it out. I think that's always really cool. So not only is there going to be an artist alley, but there's also going to be booths and vendors there. So a part of that is going to be developers and
I was hoping he was going to say, in the community room.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you at a signing before.
Community booths.
Yeah, we run around.
It's one giant
sign, and also,
community
they've given away merch and other cool stuff at these things.
container of alcohol.
Those are always really fun to run around and check out at EVO, and it's like part
You
of
have
the
to
thing
go
that
in
you
and
walk
scoop it
around
up with your
as
free
also turn
complimentary
around.
water
You
bottle.
see like a sick poster, you're like, I know the perfect spot for that. It's gonna be cool in the background. I gotta hang that up. So I think that's always one of the most fun parts.
If you think about what happens at any fighting game event, I feel
Is
like
that
it's
another
so
picture of
integral to
Coney?
have, like, that
Stop.
community area, as well as
Stop
where
showing
it's
pictures
artist
of Coney.
alleys, your vendor spots, as well as, like you said, we're working
it's
with some
disrespectful.
developers to get
It's
some
so
cool stuff in there.
disrespectful.
So, in all honesty,
At least
this is
blur his
shaping up
face.
to be pretty ridiculous when it comes to not only attending to play, but attending just to hang out, see, and like involve yourself in the community.
It's not us talking about the community room. See, it's them too.
For our final game announcement. So let's
Finally.
head on over to none other than Sharpie for our last game at EVO.
It's Skullgirls. It's
Thank you
Skullgirls.
so
If it's
much,
Sharpie,
JC Steven, Sajam. I'm
Called
Sharpie,
it.
and I am so incredibly pleased to announce that Skullgirls will
Yep.
be an official
Good
main
call. If it was
game
Sharpie.
at EVO 2022. Here to announce the news with me is my favorite co-host and co-friend
man.
and
That's a big
co-commentator,
opportunity.
as well as the only
I'm surprised.
voice of Beowulf. How are you doing
Launch
today?
party never ends.
Doing amazing because we just heard some incredible news. I mean, 2022.
I mean, I love
yet again,
Skullgirls,
Back
so-
to back main game status. Oh, we've come a long way.
I'm really excited about this, Kai.
Wonder who's gonna be
Last
in the
year was the very
exhibition.
first year that Skullgirls had been included inside of the main game at EVO, and this year to come back in such an aplomb. Now we have a high stakes, amazing, exclusive exhibition match here between Evil Geniuses to Kill Sage as well as
Oh,
Cloud
of
King.
course.
But before
Of
we
cour's
get
it's to
into
Kill
that,
Sage.
I
I'm
wanna
so
talk about
stupid.
some of our favorite
You can't have a
moments
Skullgirls
from the
fucking
last
exhibition.
EVOs of
To
yesteryears
Kill Sage.
regarding Skullgirls. My favorite moment has to be back during 2021 during the Skullgirls qualifiers, where we got to see a moment of tournament pressure actually hit one of the players. For no reason.
All right, level.
You don't know any songs,
Love it.
Zero. You
Love
got,
it.
You got the very first big band solo at EVO. You don't know any songs?
Yeah, he just let that rock.
A level 5 big band
So
combo
sad.
came out, but there was no song. I mean,
Dude.
how are you
Dude.
going to do that? Everybody has a big band song to
No,
play.
we knew there'd
and
be no
finally,
Smash.
This
They said it
person
beforehand.
got their chance on the largest stage that the world has ever seen for fighting games.
Nintendo
and
shut that shit
no
down.
songs to sing? Come on now, Kai. What a
Sad
moment, am I
horn
right?
music. Honestly, if you don't have a song ready, you've only done half the battle. If you're playing big band, that's pretty much your first step. Before you're B&B, you need to learn how to play every note.
You need to learn
Don't mess
the-
around.
the-
A silly song.
a silly song
For sure. Now,
that you
Kai,
probably will
do
never
you have
ever
any
be able to
favorite
use.
moments?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a wrench in the works and go with a meta pick. I'm picking the 2014 side tournament as a whole. That EVO side tournament, it was a bittersweet moment. It was an official side tournament, and I know that people were hungry for more at the time, but we just weren't ready. We weren't ready then, right?
It's
It just
crazy to
wasn't-
me that
it wasn't
Skullgirls
the
has
right
been out for
time,
this
as it were.
long.
So we took
Yeah.
that, we built over time, and years later, back-to-back main game status, that's the reason that's my favorite EVO pick, because it throws all this into sharp relief. We've come a long way.
What a great moment as an entirety, Kai. Honestly, who can forget the path that Skullgirls has taken to get to now? I mean, do we need to show the people? I think we do. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at this amazing exhibition match, once again, between Evil Geniuses to Kill Sage and Cloud King.
Who will our star be tonight? Action!
Showtime.
Oh man, of course that heavy kick doing work, but the assist, you can't beat that assist.
I do
Come on.
fucking love this game.
Get outta
It's
here.
so
Get
fun.
outta here.
I wish I had people to play this game with.
3 skull seconds and we're double snapping, fastest in the business.
Double snap and double, you gotta do it. Ooh, fantastic incoming there from Cloud. Isn't able to get the mix.
How'd you block that? Oh, IAD's doing work, not again.
Great lows there from Sage. She's just so clean with these Philia mix-ups. You love to see it. And a great Andy assist as well. Okay.
Man, oh man, you can't block.
Did
How can you
what's her face come out?
Anderson
Umbrella?
comes out again. Great
No,
cover for
I know
Sage
Annie
there.
came out.
Mm-hmm.
Umbrella, right? That's her name?
Sage doing an amazing job of making the instant air dash jump-ins work just
Yeah,
with the
I'm
right
pretty
time
sure
and
that
pace
was the
when
name,
assist
yeah.
blocks them.
Yeah. No, I just don't remember if she came out or
Sage's
Umbrella
Black
is out.
Dahlia.
inside this game is bar none.
Black
And
Dahlia
Philia
was the
especially
announcement,
does a
yeah.
great job of quickly getting there. Whew. Fantastic counter.
Cloud's got a long way to go. It's not
High tier
impossible. Of course,
Valentine
Val being
gameplay
the only
is
character who can revive, about to get killed
immensely
here.
satisfying
3
to
years,
watch.
can't spend a year if you want that revive eventually. Can finish the combo, no biggie. Very nice.
Game is
Okay, still
bonkers.
got a little bit to go. Gonna have to mix twice. Oh, Helm!
That's a rep.
Vine Helm has been splitted.
That's a wrap. Big bands there.
Incoming
Gone.
jumping HP. fantastic answer to almost everything that you have to do with a button there. And I think Sage practiced it and lapped
Can we
it
please
out
get a
just
character
bit.
that's
Now,
not
as a
another
reminder,
child? We're
this
getting
is
Black
going to be
Dahlia.
a
She's a
first to
full-on, like,
two here.
mommy.
So if Sage does win
Yeah,
this
there you
very
go.
next match, he will actually win the entire exhibition.
Black Dahlia's like
I
a
have to
like
say,
a hot
Kai,
mom with
what
a
amazing
machine gun
Philly work we
arm.
saw there, honestly.
This is something that I've come to associate with Sage, and rightfully so, in the modern era. His Philia is ballistic.
Also, not to be that guy, but Zone animated this game, so don't know what to tell you about that.
Incoming is going to be here from Philia. Just
Yeah,
a
where's
very
Andy
safe
the
match,
Anvil?
Cloud completely respecting him.
Who's there?
There's a much different pace. Not willing to go in.
Yeah.
Who's a Scrimblow? Beowulf is already in the game, Gord.
Sage still has his momentum here, especially with beat extend. Oh, great. Cloud waited out that beat extend, immediately went in afterwards.
Okay, gonna need one reset here with the meter available.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That lag vial did what it was supposed to do.
You can't just neutral jump back for your Oki there. Okay.
Nice.
Using all that extra on Dizzy.
Cloud, even with the vial, thought that would be enough to kill. Not quite. Managed to pick up the kill lucky at the end.
Yeah, that's a...
Oh, okay, interesting.
Very atypical drop there. Oh, speaking of atypical drops. Get a little fancy free now. Nice.
I wish I had the confidence to set my assist as a fucking command grab.
A little bit of nerves. Old pals playing.
Oh my god, set both of my assists as a command grab. Jesus.
Okay, Valentine.
Man,
No,
could have used those
fantastic
5 meters
Isabella.
last round.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't have any dead characters assist this time, so we may not even see an opportunity to use it.
Oof.
We'll see.
Oh! Barely on the outside of confirm. Good try.
Solo ban though?
Nice, the double
Just
low.
great double low.
Scary.
Spending the meter. Goodbye. Delete
Hi,
it.
no signs though. No songs.
No, all business. All business.
Oh! Great PvP there. Yes. No, I
Fuck
love
yeah,
that
double.
one.
I love double.
Dude, combo,
You can
one
kill
reset,
it
and you're
here if you
done.
spend it.
Oh yeah, you know what? Just go to level 3.
Yep. Beautiful
Yeah, that'll
there.
kill.
Cloud going ahead and tying
That's what
it
we
up.
call our rep.
1-1. Kai,
Just kidding, it's 1-1.
I did not expect that because of the
And we're back to the lobby,
speed
hello.
with which Sage disposed of
Come on,
Cloud
Skullgirls,
last
you do
time.
so
It
much
seems as
right.
though
Why are we
Cloud
back in the
came
lobby?
in kind.
Yeah, absolutely. So when things go wrong early on, it can change the entire pace of the match. Cloud getting double snapped in 3 seconds pretty much sealed the deal on them. These players are so close together, there was nowhere to go from there. But that one was a lot cleaner from Cloud. I mean, that's the king we know.
And here we see a much more aggressive round start from both players right here. Sage not being as passive as previously, and Cloud still has green bar. Actually,
Oh,
hasn't
the
been touched
vials.
yet.
Let's go. The vial set play.
Oh, that double snap would have been huge.
Oh man, double just by the daylights.
Cloud forgot that Annie assist was a double punch and only blocks the first hit, and is now, unfortunately, reaping the rewards from that. Luckily.
Oh wow.
Plenty of damage here.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Very nice.
You're not gonna get it to kill. Oh wow.
Yes, 2,000.
Crazy.
Oh my god, that fucking assist, Jesus.
Out on Dizzy, gotta do something here. Let him come out just a little bit.
Nice.
Oh, no,
Yeah, get the bang grab.
Tags the assist,
Great
very nice.
pressure.
A little bit of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's we're getting a lot of
That's
mass
huge
supers
drop.
right now.
Yeah.
Nice, good conversion. Gonna build 1 meter here. Just gonna reset, but
Great.
no.
Beautiful. And gets all the counter hit damage from this. Yes.
Nice.
That's
Yep,
gonna
because
kill.
you can. Yep,
Beautiful,
that's still in
wonderful.
hit stun.
Way to even it up. 2 characters. Oh, snatched.
Annie's pretty dope.
Okay, just kind of flowchart here.
Oh, that could have been way
I dig
worse.
the Neapolitan double color.
Yeah.
Oh,
Watch
yeah,
it.
that double
Watch
is
it.
just sitting there. Ooh. Almost punished that crescent, just trying to approach.
Tried to
a little
push
bit
a
too
button, but
greedy
you had
there.
to know ban would be there. like a good neighbor.
Every single time. Has the meter to kill here.
Yeah, just spend it. Let's not mess around. This is the reveal
And
show,
uses
baby.
the opportunity
No messing
to also
around
get
here.
up. For sure. Big Van's out, not playing
Oh,
any of
very
these
weird.
games.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now we're in the
Spooky.
scramble. Now we're in the scramble. Cloud
Now we're in
building
the
up meter.
scramblo.
Probably won't get to 5.
Now we're in
Still
the
could happen.
now we're in the
Oh,
scramble.
that hit's not good. You're gonna build 2 meters here, so DHC might be enough.
I don't know unless yeah.
Oh no! With the
Yep,
drop.
that's
Well,
death.
now it is, yeah.
Right
Yeah,
back
yeah.
into his loving arms. Cloud says, "I didn't even want to win that one. Here you go, bro."
Wow, Kai. Moments like that are why I'm so incredibly excited to see Skullgirls at EVO again.
I can't believe we got
this year. You know,
tricked into this
there's
2-hour
so
stream.
many fantastic moments that Skullgirls
Fuck's
going to
sake,
get
man.
on the main
Like,
stage.
just tell us the games and then do the fucking
No
exhibitions.
kidding. And everybody
Jesus.
out there, don't forget to register. Maybe the moment you have at EVO will be the one everybody remembers.
For sure. But you know, we are out of our time here, so let's go ahead and pass it back over to Tasty Steve and Sajam.
No, they're out of time too.
And there you have it. The Skullgirls launch party is still rolling.
Oh my god.
They just got a new season pass, or the first season pass.
Bro, they're still adding characters. Every time I go back, they're like, we got another character. And on top of that, they're still having a lot of activity tournament-wise for this game. I'm really happy to see Skullgirls make it.
We'll
It
never
was
know
there
who
for
won the chess
online
game.
Who won the
Evo.
chess
They had
game?
great numbers on top of it. Competition went at an all-time
What game
high.
what
I
game
can't wait
was
to see
Rick
what
playing on the
offline
Steam
version
Deck?
of this turns into. And that puts Skullgirls at a very unique point, I feel like. One of the stronger online communities, as well as just going to be able to have an offline showing with EVO 2022.
Yeah, the first time it's there as an official game. It has been a community game there a bunch of different times, but an official EVO title, which is really cool. I mean, you'd love to see it. The game is a blast. If you haven't tried it, I highly recommend trying it. It's really, really fun. The community
Tilted
is
that when
so
Mortal Kombat
amazing.
11
The
got
community
announced,
is
Tasty
amazing.
Steve did
I
not
dabbled
rip
in my
Sajam's arm
Skullgirls
off.
in the day, and when I tell you people,
You gotta wait for the event.
You need it, you want to
He's
run
only got so
sets,
many of those, man.
anything, just hit
He's
me
only
up.
got
I've
so
added
many.
people on Steam
Yeah.
just because the community for Skullgirls has been super, super welcome.
I'm like, how do I? And they're like, here's the wiki.
Right,
And I'm like,
exactly.
okay,
Just
yeah,
go to the
all right.
wiki, bro.
Yeah, check out all this cool stuff. And it's like teaching me everything about the game. Everybody was so kind. It was really, really fun to play the game. Highly recommend it. It's a blast. So that's our last game.
That's
I want to open my
That is
fucking
the last.
cards.
There's a lot of games. There's a lot of games. And to go over all the details and everything that we had before, there's going to be a community area that has community tournaments.
We know.
And
Yes!
and Combo Breaker in its entirety.
In its entirety.
Not counting the tournaments and like
What is
all
that?
good
I,
stuff.
you know what I
That is
think?
how
I
big
think they're
that
like
space is.
plotting to kill
Absolutely
people.
massive. There's gonna be
Like they're
all
trying to
these
get as many
play
people
games
into this
and hang
room
out
as
and play.
possible.
Oh,
A
yeah.
real arcade cabinet bearing arcade.
To be a button barbarian.
To be a button barbarian, bro. Look, I'm gonna be there. If you want to see me, I will definitely be there in some capacity. So I can't wait.
And then there's gonna be water. So you check in, you go ahead, you grab your registration, you get your badge. You're gonna get a refillable water bottle. 45 stations around the venue to run around and grab water. There's gonna be stages all around you, just paneling all the walls.
There's
when
gonna
you're
be
at EVO, when you're
stage.
playing
No
the stage.
shit.
It's a bigger venue.
There's gonna
and
be
there's
fighting
9
games.
for you to check out, and you can go check out all the
We know you doubted
going
it.
on too. So if your game is not a part of the official lineup, you can run a community event for it. It has its own stage. It has its own massive areas for casuals and stuff like that. It should be great. So we have our lineup of all the games that are going to be at EVO this year. 5 of them have never been official games at EVO. They're either brand new or it's their first time there. So what's our list for EVO this year?
All right, let's go down the list one more time for you guys.
Wow,
at
look
home.
how easy this would have
Street
been.
Fighter V Champion.
This is all you needed. Thank you.
This is it.
Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, Tekken 7, The King of Fighters 15, Melty Blood Type Lumina, Dragon Ball Fighters, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, and last but not least, Skullgirls Second Encore. Now a part of EVO 2022, and that will be your 9 games. That will be your lineup for EVO. I can't wait to see that because I'm gonna be there.
Goodness.
Sajam, are you gonna be there?
Absolutely, I'll be at EVO this year. It should be a
Just
blast.
with Central
And there's
Fiction made it
even
in.
more
There
great
was
news.
kind of no. I mean, I can't
Even
really see
more
why
great
they would
news,
put
which
it
is a lot of
in.
people are like, okay, I heard all this news, water, I can go there. There's
The only
video
reason it's
games,
getting a
vendors,
resurgence is
all that
because of
kind
its
stuff.
rollback.
But importantly, a lot of people are like, I miss
not
some
an
of this,
actively
or maybe I don't
being,
know what's going on.
like,
Where can I find
updated
more
game.
details? EVO.gg, where registration is live now. You can sign up right now. You're like, okay, I want my
Grand
name
Blue
to be the
works in
last game
person.
EVO. I'm registering right now. Me and all my friends
Unfortunate.
are gonna
It's
register.
true.
We'll see you there on Sunday.
I would-
So that's the plan. You
Tekken works
still-
in person.
Well,
Sometimes.
I had a dope time here. Absolutely amazing to see you again, my friend. I'm glad you're doing well. And to everybody out there that I will be seeing at EVO, I can't wait to go there.
Thanks for the
in person in
announcement stream,
Mandalay Bay.
Maximilian and
August 5th
Steve.
through the
You
7th,
just
guys,
can't
like I
call
said,
every
you
white
can
guy
sign
Max.
up now. And until next time, peace.
Come on,
Every
Jojo.
white fighting game guy.
All right,
Was
who's
that
ready